today with some holosophy. We have two, I don't even know what to call y'all. Okay.
Arab thoughts is what your chat said.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Khalifa series.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two
Well,
girls, one guy.
go ahead and give us your introduction and we're going to get cooking.
My name's Jazmen Jafar. I am an OnlyFans creator. I'm also a lawyer, so a lot of people call me 304 lawyer. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Are there lenses in your glasses?
No, I'm just trying to copy her.
Okay. All right. Yours do have lenses though.
Yeah.
You're legitimately blind.
Exactly.
Fine.
My name's Farha Khalidi. I'm which camera does it?
Just look at me. We'll just talk.
Okay.
She'll work the cameras. Yeah.
My name's Farha Khalidi. I'm a content creator on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, but my best content is on onlyfans.com.
.com. Got you. And we have both of their information. So if you guys are perverts, you can patronize them and continue to make them more successful and update the natural order of the world. Fantastic. Now, I'm a little bit familiar with. We're going to, of course, dig into some background. And I don't really want to debate you all unless it's necessary, because I have observed when people are debating you all, it's mostly I feel like they're trying to save a hoe. And I truly believe in letting a hoe drown. You know, I feel like they're trying to change you. They're asking you questions like, well, what are you going to do after OnlyFans?
Well, because, I mean, we're going to be fine after OnlyFans.
In what sense?
Like, we're going to be
financially,
mentally, spiritually, emotionally.
Yeah.
Mentally.
When starting our families, they're going to be rich and happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you feel like currently you all are both mentally and spiritually sound.
In the industry, I would say we have some of the most top tier mental health.
Definitely.
You know what? That makes sense. It's almost like if I said, in Darfur, I have good health comparatively.
I don't know what
what's Darfur. I mean, if you look at our stories, both of us grew up like in intact homes. Like we don't have those circumstances that sometimes lead people to this lifestyle. Like I have a lot of education, parents together, all of that. So I don't know where I would get this terrible mental health from.
Yes. You were just naturally black-hearted and soulless.
I mean,
very good. Very good. And you don't know where Darfur is. You've never heard of it.
I don't know what that is either.
Where'd you grow up?
Upstate New York.
Huh. Wow. I'm actually surprised. Where'd you grow up?
Oregon.
Oregon. I would think you both would know that those are two fairly liberal places. Darfur is in Sudan.
Oh,
okay.
You heard of Sudan?
Yeah, we.
Hey! I mean, you've not heard of Darfur? There's been an ongoing genocide, but hey, I mean, at the end of the day, you all show your butthole for a living. What's that?
I said you're right.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't expect much of you, but when I look at you now, we realize everyone has their own taste. But when I look at you, you're counterintuitive for me, right? I'm not a consumer of pornography, but when I look at her, I'm like, okay, I get it. You got the huge juggies, baby need a baba, baby need a baba. So I'm like, okay, for sure. I understand how perverts would go here. But then I look at you and I say, So tell me more
about that.
I need an explanation. Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm basically like, look, if I were you, there's no way in hell I'd be like, look, I could get paid by getting naked. That would have never crossed my mind. I'd be like, I better study hard as hell in school because I need this education.
Why?
Because I don't find that you have any features that I would assume would be generally profitable in the industry that you're in.
I guess I really lucked out then. I do.
No, I don't. Well. I don't know that you lucked out. That's why I'm asking you, because you know something that I don't know. You have an insight into men. You have an insight into your industry, and I'm sincerely curious.
I think a lot of people subscribe to my OnlyFans to talk to me in large part. Like they find me via these debates and they want to have a conversation. I think that's a large appeal.
They want to have a conversation, you think, because of your intellect or because they're lonely persons who also find you sexually appealing?
I'm sure it's in tandem with that as well. Yeah, I think if they were less lonely, they'd probably seek out conversation with people in their real life.
Right, like real human beings.
Top performers come in all like shape. It's not like all of them have that porn like big boobs look that I do.
Well, I wouldn't even
like
think
it's of things. Like if you look at the top performers, there's some that are really skinny and like have that nerdy e-girl vibe. Some girls are like goth. Some people have that MILF. Some people have like the big girl dominatrix look. Like people all different.
Right, but there's usually an extreme in some area, right? The extremely large behind, or the extremely skinny girl, or
that's
the
not true at all.
Like Stella Berry is pretty like girl next door looking.
Like I remember when I was starting, I assumed the same thing you assumed, but then when I was like looking into starting OnlyFans and I was looking at girls like, okay, what do I want? Like looking at successful girls, some of them literally just look like baristas that just like an average everyday girl that's just really good at marketing. And
so it's a marketing game, you say?
For sure, it's definitely a marketing.
So it's really psychology It's marketing and psychology.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily, hey, I have the natural gifts that we all know appeal to the male eye.
The most beautiful women on OnlyFans are making necessarily the most money.
You know, that does make sense.
Point, because someone like you always says that, you know, if we didn't have these types of bodies, we're not using our brain.
What do you mean someone like me? Have we met?
No, I've seen you on whatever a little bit. And I think you were saying to the OnlyFans girls that, you know, if they had their brain in a man's body, they wouldn't be able to make any money. But you just said to me, I don't have a particularly like amazing body compared to
I did not say that.
So my point is simply that like
I just said I said to me you're globally unattractive is what I was saying. I didn't say you don't have a particularly good body. I was just saying to me you're globally unattractive, and so I was shocked at where you would get the sense to say, damn, I want to try to monetize my good looks.
Clearly you're wrong because she's globally attractive.
Well, he could be.
No, I am not wrong. I said globally unattractive to me. See, your listening skills are poor. That's going to adversely affect your relationships.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I do pretty well in relationships.
I don't think so. I think that you're with low quality, low grade males.
You're wrong on.
No, you're wrong on your listening because I said she's unattractive to me. So there's impossible for me to be wrong about that.
She could be unattractive to you. You're right. That
Thank
could be
you.
The truth.
Now you've proven your listening skills.
Wrong on how other people perceive her.
I never made a statement on how other people perceive her. I never made a statement on that. So you're literally making it up. That's the problem. When you're not listening, you can't address things.
That she's unattractive to you, but clearly your preference is outside of the general
of her audience. That's right. That's why I asked her. No, stop it.
She would be generally
stop it. Stop it. Poppycock nonsense. You're a true comedian. I like that. We do have a number of questions that we gathered from our audience, and we will be taking some as we go. What do we have to start with?
For questions?
Yeah, for people who sent it in.
Well, I know there's a shout out to Paul T for Peace to the Saints.
Indeed, shout out.
Let's see. I'm not seeing any questions.
Okay. While you're doing that, shout out to Mr. Tabbitt, came in via PayPal supporting the work. And thank you for putting the banner on the bottom for those who would like to support and cut out the Google Corporation, which is in fact a censorship corporation. I acknowledge Isaiah, who just became a member at patreon.com/the Saint and the Sinner. Shout out to one of the Saints who just sent in double baller alert. Shout out to Brenton Health. He writes, thank you for your work. It is truly a pleasure. Shout out to Daryl, writes, peace to the Saints. I've learned so much from you. Keep spitting. Sir, yes, sir. Shout out to Caleb, sends intuition. May I also acknowledge Joseph sending intuition. Shout out to Saint KGP. May I also acknowledge Shamar. He writes, peace to the Saints. Planning on upgrading to a higher tier or course. Fantastic. Shout out to Neil supporting as well. And shout out to Dwayne. He writes, I would like to share this live. Will it remain up? Ha! Okay. Now I have a number of things that I think will be a little bit different to discuss with you all. But what were you doing before OnlyFans?
I was doing content creation full time, like TikTok. And then before that, I was working in lobbying. And then before that, I was in college.
What's your age?
24.
Okay, so you're 20. Oh, damn. So when you say before that and before that, these are short periods of before. Okay, fair enough. So you graduated university. Are you open to say where you went to school?
I went to Albany. I studied English, and then I worked as a writer for like 5 years throughout college and after.
Okay.
Worked in lobbying for a little bit, and then was doing TikTok pretty much full time since.
Wow. Okay, that's curious. All right, so graduated school at 22. Okay. Then continued some stuff that you were doing in lobbying?
Yeah, I was doing like TikTok as well as working at a lobbying firm at that time.
And your TikTok, I imagine, was blowing up or showing you some level of promise?
Yeah, at that point, my TikTok income like severely surpassed my lobbying income, and I wanted to pursue that more.
Okay, very good. And then when did you say, okay, I need to go from TikTok to OnlyFans? What was like kind of the...
I moved to LA, and it's way less stigmatized in LA to pursue something like sex work and OnlyFans. So I wanted to try it out of curiosity. So I started about a year ago. Okay.
And you had it in you before you moved to LA, or you felt like you were influenced once you got to LA?
Not necessarily influence. I more so didn't necessarily have the need. Like I was already making a decent income off of like TikTok and sponsorships, and I kind of stigmatized it myself before moving to LA. Like I saw it as just a really dirty thing, something maybe how you see it. But once I moved to LA, I realized it's really just another platform to monetize off of, akin to Instagram.
Got you. And what was bad about it in your view before you started it?
Well, my entire life I went to like prep school and like old money schools and boarding school. So I think from that purview, I just saw something like OnlyFans to be just like bottom of the barrel.
Got you.
But you know, I was severely off base with that.
Just a heads up, I don't know why it's not updating on TV. That's where we're actually at in terms of live. I have no clue why that looks like that. That's spooky as hell, isn't it?
I wasn't looking at it.
That's kind of weird how it's doing that. Yeah. There it says that we're at a certain watch rate, and on here it says we're at 750.
Agree with you, Farha. I feel like you were really off based on that because the world is changing. Like we were talking about, Bad Baby is getting invited to Oxford,
exactly,
and stuff. So like the culture is
the culture changing for the better or the worse? Do you think
for the better?
That's awesome.
Like more of us, less of you.
Yeah,
I like that.
And when we say more of you, like for example, in my case, I created an entire vertical. So I created something called effortless attendance, which means that before me, this did not exist. There was no possibility to instantly take attendance without anyone lifting a finger in the higher education space. So I've made contributions to the world. So for you, what has your contribution been?
Disputed by many on the internet.
What has your contribution been?
Well, my contribution is that I speak up about the values I believe in on the internet. I do a pretty good job of advocating for those values. I get
so what is something that people can point to and say, if you didn't exist, this helpful, positive thing would not exist?
I've impacted people's lives, which in a positive way. I've had a ton of people DM
me. Do you understand? I'm trying to like get a specific thing. Like in my case, I said I have intellectual property.
Mm-hmm. Would you say like people, political pundits or people like that work for different platforms and try to fight in the culture wars and shift the culture?
You're not understanding my question.
You're asking for something tangible.
Okay, so what is something tangible that you've contributed
has to be
to the world?
You contribute. Just like you could say Ben Shapiro has contributed a lot to the world by creating.
You're not Ben Shapiro, so
no,
I'm just
I understand
saying you.
That, but
like,
I'm
what
talking
have you
about.
created?
I'm saying that your metric of it has to be a tangible thing.
Yes,
retarded.
So you're saying doing real things in the world is not valuable.
I'm saying that there's plenty of ways to impact
you're saying
society.
That because you don't have any concrete contributions, and in the absence of just being honest and saying,
wait, show
Marquette,
me your thing.
One second.
Show me your
1 second.
app or whatever.
In the absence of
because I just heard you scam people and you're poor.
1 second. In the absence of having done something, you just deny the validity of people who do, because you've done nothing. And it's okay, but don't have an inflated sense of self. That's your problem, is that you think you're bigger and better than you are, when really you're just an average person.
You're just an average person. Average people, but I don't think
she was saying tangibility can't be the metric
unless you because then you're saying that
hold on 1 second. She doesn't need help. She doesn't need help.
Tucker Carlson and all these people.
You're not Tucker Carlson. You're an OnlyFans girl. So all I'm asking, you're not Tucker Carlson. You're an OnlyFans girl. 1 second. She doesn't need help.
No, make the
so all I'm asking you is, what is one thing? I'm not saying more than one thing, because I could name a couple things, but just one thing that you have done that if you hold on 1 second.
But you said that it's not like a.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify the question.
I gave you the answer.
Just let me clarify the question. If you were not here, this good thing would not exist.
I wouldn't be advocating for sex workers. I wouldn't be advocating for my values in a way that actually changes people's minds. That may not be tangible with your fake tangible.
No, but other people have done that. So what I said is, if you weren't here, there are plenty of slores advocating for OnlyFans because that's how they earn money.
There's actually not many girls on OnlyFans that are actually as well. Like, that's part of the reason we get so much.
Do you know that just 48 hours ago, there were 2 OnlyFans girls sitting pretty much where you are doing the same thing, advocating for OnlyFans?
But it's a unique job description that you have?
Yeah. Is this like, are you the only person that put your scams out into the universe? Are you the only person that scams? I
like what you're doing is you're making up lies because your truth is no good.
I don't know.
Your truth is no good. Your truth is no good, so you make up lies. Real quick, let us just finalize the fact that you've done nothing to contribute to the society.
So if you think, then you have to give the. And what's more? Answered my question. Answer my question. And what's
more than that?
If it's not tangible, is it not contribution?
And what's more than that?
If it's not tangible, is it not contribution?
We were talking about the uniqueness, which is to say that you matter, because if you weren't here, this thing wouldn't exist.
So are you saying that because
you've never done anything?
Because our platforms aren't big enough? Because if
no, it's not. It's not the size of platform. It's because you've done nothing.
You could say the same thing to him. You could say there's other political pundits.
Why do you have to bring up Tucker Carlson?
Because I'm trying to.
Because you have nothing that you've done.
No, because you're saying that the reason that my contribution is
you don't have one.
It's not tangible, but I point to other really
because it's not unique. Listen,
that don't do it.
Listen,
is Lex Friedman or Joe Rogan? What have they done?
Yours is not.
What has Joe Rogan done?
Listen, your contribution.
Is it because of the number of
you just
people
asked me a question? May I answer?
You're not answering that.
You just asked a question, so you have to stop talking for me to answer.
we
Here's the
still
answer.
don't know what an NFT is.
So the problem is this.
If you don't
The problem is this, that you are ashamed and your truth is so bad, you start lying. I asked you 1 second. You don't have to overtalk me. You don't have to overtalk.
Answer the question.
Have contributed nothing.
Answer the question.
And that's why you start talking about Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan. You're no Tucker Carlson. You're no Joe Rogan. You have to take off your clothes because you are such little value. You got to take off your clothes.
All right.
No one believes you're laughing. No one believes you're. No one believes you're laughing.
We can leave it there. We can let the audience.
No one believes you're laughing. Nothing's funny. We know you're fake laughing.
It's really.
Just answer this, just real quick. What is a unique contribution that only you have made?
I will answer.
No one else can say that they've done it. What is one thing that just you've done?
This is how you form. This is how you have a conversation.
Just one thing that you've done.
You asked me what I've done.
No one else has done.
Advocated for my principles. If you can't, and then I say you're like that doesn't count because it's not tangible. So I give you examples of other people who don't have tangible contributions, and you have ignored that question.
We're not talking about other people. That's called a red herring. You're trying to distract from the fact that you've done nothing. You've contributed nothing. Thank you. We're done here. Now on to you. Now on to you.
So she said, okay, all of
now on to you.
She said all pundits do something
now on to you,
24-year-old.
Now on to you.
Her from Tucker Carlson and uses originality.
Now on to you.
And then if it also be replaced.
You're talking at the same time. You don't have to talk at the same time. You're done.
No, I'm asking you.
For you.
If Tucker Carlson is irreplaceable, why is that? Why do you put that distinction there? No. I'm going to follow up.
For you.
You talked all that shit.
Wait, did you understand the question?
Yes, we both. You seem to not
understand her for no reason.
1 second.
And you said because
we need one of you. Hold on 1 second. We need one of you to talk. We're gonna let you talk. Just stop. We're gonna let everyone talk.
Yeah.
But you guys can't talk at the same time.
We weren't.
We'll go back and forth. You're literally doing it right now. Stop. Now for you, did you understand my question? Tell me my question. So make sure you understand.
Your question made no sense because first you said, what is something
Wait, did you if it made no sense, do you need me to explain it to you?
No, I can try to explain it to you.
But it made no sense. So you're not even making sense yourself. You can't understand something that makes no sense.
No, I'm going to steel man your position because I don't think you're able to articulate
Stop
your own question.
You went to a second-rate college. You didn't do anything. You went into TikTok as a profession. Now you're showing your butthole.
I worked
you're
in
of modest you're of modest intelligence and you're of even less impressive attractiveness.
Thank you
You're
so
aggrandizing yourself.
Your question
you're completely
made no
mad.
Sense. Your question.
You benefit from lonely people.
I thought only one person talks at a time.
Now,
yes, I benefit.
Do you
lonely
understand?
People.
Do you understand
we
the
can
question?
Quantify our value now. We mitigate male loneliness at a large scale. Men would probably kill themselves if they didn't talk to us. Meanwhile, the men you scam are probably at a higher rate of suppression. They come to us for rehabilitation.
Why do you keep fake laughing? Real quick, why do you keep fake laughing?
That's a genuine laugh.
Why do you keep fake laughing?
How are we both fake laughing? Like maybe
you're doing it again. You're uncomfortable. That's what that is.
I'm so comfortable.
You're uncomfortable. You're fake laughing. Your microphone was trembling a second ago.
Because we were laughing.
Your microphone was trembling and you're fake laughing.
Tremble too.
So anyways,
Saint, your question was, what is something of value you've done? So she said, I espouse my ideas.
That only you have done, that if you were not here, it would not have been done. We have seen no one else do what you've done.
Right, and you don't apply that metric when you're evaluating when you're appraising someone like Tucker Carlson or Ben Shapiro, because there are other conservative pundits. So what's the distinction?
Okay, I just want to make sure I understand. I want to make sure I understand. You think that you're as valuable as a Tucker Carlson?
No one has said that.
I'm asking. So then don't compare. Don't compare. You do not have to. You do not have to compare yourself to Tucker Carlson. Women who are basically online strippers, you have no right to compare yourself to a Tucker Carlson. He just went and interviewed the head of state of Russia, and you're in your kitchen butt ass naked. That's amazing. That's amazing. It's not about tangibility. It's about the uniqueness. Now, listen, I'll repeat it one more time. What's one thing that you've contributed to the world that if you weren't here, no one else would have done it?
Other people have been commentators on Fox News. So what is the unique thing that Tucker Carlson?
You don't have to talk about Tucker. He's not here. Talk about yourself. I want everyone to see you're running. You're running. You're talking about Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, all these other people. What have you done? What have you done? That is a unique contribution that if you were not here, we can't say anyone else has done.
I got 1 billion views on TikTok last year for a format I solely invented, which was like a specific type of satire and commentary. I made money doing a lot of type of other sponsorships. What?
It's not a tangible scam.
I'm so sorry. Say the name of your app again. That's so original.
What app is this? I really want to look this up because apparently no one on the internet
you're
can
so
find
right. I'm
it.
working on an app on my phone right now. I have so much value.
Anyway, I like this. I like where we're going.
We've mitigated male loneliness at a large scale.
I just want to
people have found
make sure
consolation in talking to us. Is that tangible?
I want
male mental health.
I want to make sure I'm understanding. So I'm going to
I wanna
repeat them
make sure
back to
too.
you once
Please
you tell
do.
me. Okay, so your first contribution was, you said you got 1 billion views with a B.
A B.
That's pretty good.
Thank
No,
you.
that is impressive. You got 1 billion views with a B. Are you the only person who's ever done that?
I invented my own vertical, which a lot of people copied. Yeah. My
Okay,
own-
well, tell
my
me
own
about that.
content
I'm
structure.
interested. Tell me.
I created this own like satire structure where I do like social commentary with like a skit and a character in it that a lot of people ended up copying, and it was pretty original on the site at the time.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat back to you what I understand of that. So
Did I say it was groundbreaking? No.
Not like your app.
No, I'm just saying.
Not like your attendance app. That's groundbreaking.
If we're just basing off originality, I did something pretty original.
Real quick, let me just pause this real quick. You think that your accomplishments compare to mine?
No one knows your accomplishments. Everyone thinks you're a scammer on the internet. So I would love to actually see this app, this intellectual property that also is intangible. By that metric, I started a company that no one else started because it's my company, just like you started an app that no one knows.
What did your company do?
It's just my company. What has it done? You just like yours. At least yours is
very good.
Scamming.
So
what is an attendance app?
give me an example.
Wait,
give me an example. I want to know. Give me an example.
I have a JD. I've never seen your.
Wait, where'd you go to school?
I don't disclose that
I
online.
see. Okay, thank you.
But
You're done here.
First tier
all right, we'll come back to you. So the first thing is, so you said you did 1 billion views, which people get views. All right, great.
Wrote for a company for 4 years.
I want to just make sure I keep pace with it. And then the second thing, you said that you created a format in terms of how to do videos that other people, you say, are copying.
Yeah, at the time.
Okay, and your format is to do satire and commentary?
It was like a very specific, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
It was like just a specific satirical style.
Okay. Do you think that constitutes intellectual property?
Well, you're adding more things to.
So that if you wanted to send that into the IP office, they could, verify that this is a unique offer.
I got a lot of accounts deleted because they would copy my scripts verbatim and they infringed on my IP, yes. And I got sponsorships for over 5 figures because they wanted to use my IP and my skits to promote their brand. So
you're a unique creative mind.
I've worked with the Biden administration to create skits in that format to promote presidential campaigns. Yeah.
Your usual MO is to call us dumb, and
you are.
We both have.
You're smarter. You're smarter than the guys who subscribe to you, but you are dumb.
You're going to call a licensed attorney.
She's a licensed attorney. Yeah. I worked in lobbying. I worked as a staff writer. I worked
your
with the Biden
go-to is to tell like you did on the whatever
so
podcast.
You believe that everyone who's a licensed attorney is intelligent?
No, but to say that, because your normal thing to do is, if you guys weren't selling your buttholes on the internet, you'd be nothing. We were both making making 6-figure incomes, which is more than anyone can say about you, honestly. We were both making 6-figure incomes way before we started selling our buttholes.
Why do you have to lie? That's my issue with people like you.
It's just literally what I've seen.
Let's do this. How much money do I make?
So is everyone
hold on one second.
About you, or just
how much money do I make?
Apparently nothing. I mean,
do you see how stupid? No, hold on.
Let's
get to reality. Do you know how stupid you sound? You said apparently nothing.
That's what I hear.
See, you're the liar, and everyone can see because you sound ridiculous.
No
you sound
one questions
ridiculous.
How much Ben Shapiro makes? People question how much you make.
Do you know why?
Because you're so great, and your attendance app is just so underground that no one can find it.
I'll tell you why. Because someone like you is easy to pick off. I can look at you and I can pick off your face easily. I can pick off your fake lips. I can pick off your fake body.
No, remember, I have DMs. I'll post them of him admitting that my body's real.
No, I didn't admit that your body's real. I said your breasts are real.
Yeah, but you said they were fake last time, and you could tell because you're such a good breast connoisseur. You're clearly wrong.
That's fine. But anyways, you're easy to pick off. So no one.
You were wrong.
Hold on, don't interrupt. You don't have to interrupt to conceal the truth.
Us, and this is like the.
You're easy to pick off, and because you're so easy to pick off, there's a million things to say about you that are clearly and apparently true.
That you were wrong on.
Now, in your case, we don't need to make up anything. But then when people look at me and they see my pedigree, there's nothing true that you can drag through the dirt. So when I ask you for evidence, okay, what's my income?
We don't have any evidence of your income being what it is. There's a reason you're the only person on the internet that they do this to. They're not doing this to anyone else.
Don't talk about they. You're here. Don't talk about Tucker Carlson. You're here. Be accountable. You're so smart. Don't talk about anyone else. You're here. How much money do I make?
When everyone looks you up, all we see is fake.
How much money do I make?
It's fake. You literally made a fake beat.
How much money? Listen, don't stay on topic. Stay on topic.
Why did you private
stay on topic?
Stay on topic.
You see people like her, they got to run. You were talking about how much money I make. How much money do I make? Stop the fake laughing.
I haven't seen any evidence to the contrary.
Now,
any evidence to the contrary? If you want to show
now,
me
so
that you
what's
have
the evidence? What's the evidence that I make zero?
The evidence that you make
because you're a
zero
lawyer.
is
Give
that,
the evidence.
Yes, the evidence. Okay, here's it. The
Yes.
evidence that you make zero is all the websites saying you make money are fake.
Okay.
The fact that you have been exposed for scamming your audience for $4,000. The fact that
wait, tell us about that. No, we want to hear about that. No, we want to hear all of it.
Let me finish.
How
you can ask me
tell me about the $4,000 scam.
You told me. Then apparently you make fake BBC.
You're
YouTube
completely
videos
lying.
Where you pretend that the.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you something about you real quick. Let me tell you something about people like you. You're over here mumbling. You sound like a fool. First off, you're fake laughing because you're uncomfortable.
I like how
your microphone was shaking a little bit ago because you're nervous. No, that's okay. It's okay. Then number three. And now you're big mad. Big mad. Number three. That's fine. Okay.
Switching hands.
I just listened to you.
Heavy microphone.
I hear you. I just listened to you.
I can't carry this for very
That's
long.
fine. I just listened to you. Now listen to this.
But apparently when people shake, it's only one hand.
Then someone like you
and it's fine.
is making claims. And here's the funny thing. You're supposed to be a lawyer. You were supposedly trained in an industry where giving evidence is of paramount importance. You say I make $0. It just sounds silly.
No, so here's
no, don't interrupt now. Now I'm responding. Don't interrupt.
Okay, then
you say I make $0. Someone at 7-Eleven at least makes an hourly wage. So you don't even sound realistic. So we can never believe you because you have no integrity. Hold on. We're not done. Then you want to talk about a scam. I love when people bring this up because I always say, tell me about the scam. Like, I want to hear the details. And let me give you an example of how dumb you sound. Just 2 months. In fact, it was closer. It was like a month ago. I had my engineer on, Seth Kitchen, who's an aerospace engineer and at a Fortune 1 company. He came on and explained everything we've ever done in the tech industry. And so how can someone like you come on and make up nonsense?
Nobody can
right now, explain. You mentioned a $4,000 scam. Explain.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. You
tell me the
claim
scam.
to be making this exorbitant amount of money, and this
no,
is not
verified. The $4,000 scam. Tell me.
The burden of proof is on you when you say you're making a bunch of money.
You just said that.
No,
I never said that.
A bunch of money. Yes,
you do. How much money did I say I make?
If you Google yourself, you make fake profiles
How much?
of yourself.
Now you're making up lies again.
No, you do.
You're lying.
Everybody
Tell me. You mentioned a $4,000 scam. Tell us.
Everybody, audience.
Tell us the $4,000 scam.
Please look up this man and look up.
Why do we see every time she has to call for Tucker Carlson, call for Joe Rogan, call for the audience? You're so intelligent. You're so intelligent. Tell me the $4,000 scam.
I agree. Let's do this.
You're going to tell me the $4,000 scam?
Let me pull you up.
Yes, tell me the $4,000 scam. Audience,
you are some genius. Okay,
audience, we are waiting to hear about a $4,000 scam.
Let's see what your net worth is, because
no, we are waiting to hear first about the $4,000 scam.
Yeah, we're seeing.
Tell us about the $4,000 scam.
30 million. Here's 8 million. These are all. None of these are real places.
Tell me about the $4,000 scam.
You scammed your audience for $4,000. It's all over the internet. Now, did I look into the details of that? No, but there's a reason.
Whoa, so you're making up things, love.
I'm listening to a bunch of other people.
Explain the $4,000 scam.
I'm explaining it to you that you are known on the internet. Now, I didn't do a deep dive on you personally, but you are known on the internet in a way no other content creator is.
Can you explain the scam? What is the scam, though? There are plenty
of people on the internet that people
What is the scam?
People don't accuse Fresh and Fit of scamming people.
What
people
is
don't
the
accuse
scam?
It's only you.
We hear you right now. You're not explaining because you sound. No, you're not explaining.
Known for being broke.
You're not explaining because you have no evidence. You have no evidence.
Broke on the internet.
And we feel sorry for you.
Known for being broke on the
internet.
I
want to take out this time. Explain the scam. Just explain it.
You didn't explain anything.
No, explain the scam.
No, you didn't explain anything. You
refuse to explain it. No, I'm a scammer. I want to know. Explain it.
You are.
Explain it.
You are.
I could do this to anyone who says it. You know why? Because you're making up things. Now let me show you how this works. Let me show you how this works. Let me show you how this works. No. Explain the scam.
No.
Explain the scam.
You have not answered a single one of our questions. So until you want to answer ours,
now she's saying I'm not answering questions, so she doesn't have to explain it.
We're not going to be playing this game.
You have lied, and instead of admitting Marquette, I was mad at you. I didn't have anything legit to say.
Anything else?
I didn't have anything legit to say.
Anything else?
All I can do is make up lies. Just say you were mad and you made up a lie.
Anything else?
Just say you're mad. You made up a lie.
Answer our questions.
Just say you're mad. You made up a lie.
Answer our questions.
We already asked you. You mentioned a $4,000 scam. Explain it.
I already asked you.
Why won't you explain it?
Why won't you answer our questions?
You never finished your point. You said
no. What's the $4,000 scam?
What is all the questions
Explain
we
it.
asked? Answer.
Explain the scam.
Show me your intellectual property. Show me your intellectual property. Show me your intellectual property. Show me your intellectual property.
You're trying to distract because you have no answer. You didn't start asking about that until I asked you.
Yes,
that's sad.
I asked you about
you didn't ask about that until I asked about the scam.
Show it to me.
I asked
Show
about
me your
the
intellectual
scam.
property. Can you give me the name?
You're a liar.
Can I see it?
You're an actual liar.
You're a liar.
You should be
You're a
ashamed
liar.
of
You
yourself
should be
because you're
ashamed of
making
yourself.
fun of things.
You should be ashamed
You're
of
making
yourself.
up
You're a liar.
things because you
should
have
be
no
ashamed of yourself.
integrity.
You're a liar. You have
You
no integrity.
realize that you've never done anything,
realize
and when
that
you're sitting next to
lying,
someone
so you
who
won't
has,
tell us what
you
is
have
the
to make
name
up
of this
things.
intellectual property. What
That's
is it?
sad.
What's the name of this
That's
intellectual?
so sad.
You're making up
That's so
intellectual
sad.
property that you don't have. That's really
That's
sad.
so sad.
It's really sad.
You can Google my
really
name and
sad.
find many things,
Well, what's
but
your
tell me what the
intellectual
$4,000
What is your
scam is.
intellectual property?
I need to go to
What is
jail.
your intellectual
I
property?
want to go to jail.
I want
What is
to
the
know what your
scam?
I want to use your attendance app.
What
I
is
want
the
to use
scam?
it. I want to know how to use this
Real
attendance
quick.
app that nobody else has created. And
Calm
there was
down.
no way.
Calm down.
What is it called?
Calm down.
What is
Just
it
tell
called?
us what the scam is real quick.
Tell me what your
Because I
app is
want
called.
everyone to be
Tell me what
free.
your app is called. I'll answer after you. Go for it.
Tell me what the scam is.
Tell me what your app is called.
I already
Tell me what your IP is
listen.
called.
Here's the problem.
Tell me what you've patented.
You are so scared
me
right
what
now
you
because you're
patented.
busted. You're
No,
busted.
tell
You're
me what
scared because
tell
you're
me what your
busted.
patent- Well,
You're busted.
You're busted.
We can go through my whole career. I'd
Somebody-
be happy to.
No, you're
Just
not.
first tell us
No,
what the scam
first,
is.
No, you
First
don't
tell
run
us what the
show,
scam is.
baby. I run the show.
Think
Tell
about
me.
it. If
Tell
someone
me.
was
Tell me.
if someone was a scammer, they wouldn't want to go into
If
details. Let's go
someone
into the
wasn't a scammer,
details.
If someone
Let's go into
actually
the
made an app
details.
and they made IP,
Let's
they'd
go into the
probably not
details.
be afraid to
You're a
divulge
lying
what it
whore.
is.
You're a
Tell me.
lying whore, and that's the problem. People like you have no integrity. That's why we can't trust
What is
you.
your IP?
That's why we
What
can't
is your
trust someone
IP?
like you.
What is your IP?
Just
What is
tell
your IP?
us.
You just said you're not ashamed of what you
Just
do, that
tell
your
us.
parents love what you do. What is your IP?
Tell us.
What? Tell us.
Tell us what the
us.
scam is.
Tell us.
Tell us what the
Tell
scam
us.
is.
Tell us what your IP is.
You are
Tell us
such
what
a
your
sick
IP
person. You're
Tell
such a
us-
sick
oh,
person.
I'm so sorry.
I swear I want to get like a face towel and just wipe all that paint off of your face so we can see you for who
This
you
is
really
real.
are. I really do. I really do. Because someone like you exist on so much falsehood.
What is your IP?
You exist on
What
so
is your
much
IP?
falsehood.
What is your intellectual property?
All you have to do is
What is
Google
your
my name.
intellectual
Everything
property?
is there.
What
But
is your
let's tell
intellectual property?
what's not
Okay,
there
I'm
is the
gonna look for
scam.
it. I'm gonna look for it.
Tell
What
us
is your
the scam.
intellectual property?
Real quick,
No,
just tell us the
me.
scam before
I
we
will
go on.
not know because you said
Before we go on,
that
just
you're
tell us the scam.
successful, and you said
Just
so
tell us the
this is-
scam.
No, tell us what your
You
IP
just
is.
said I'm a
Tell us what your
scammer. Tell
IP
us the
is.
scam.
Tell us what this app is. that
Why are
takes
you
attendance.
scared?
Why are you scared?
Why are you
Why are you
scared?
scared? Why are you scared? Tell us your
Damn.
app. I'll tell everyone.
You're
my
all
OnlyFans.
falsehood. You're all falsehood.
What is your IP?
You're using.
What
You're
have you
trying to use
created?
debate
What
tactics.
have you created that I can look up?
You're literally
What
saying
is
exactly
your-
what I said to you.
What is
That's
your-
good. You're
what
saying
is
exactly what I
your-
said to you.
What is your IP?
That's very good.
What has this
That's
man
very good.
created?
I like
Guys,
that.
Everybody on the internet, let's try to figure
Stop
out what the
it.
fuck his IP is.
Just tell us what the scam
What
is.
is your IP?
You're a pathetic
What
human
intellectual
being.
property have
You've
you
done
created?
nothing.
What
You're still
intellectual
mad. You're
property-
still mad
what
because we
intellectual- okay,
exposed
how
you.
about this? How about this?
When
How
I
about this? How
said,
about
"What
this?
have
How
you
about this?
done
How
that
about
no
this?
one
How
else
about
has
this? How about
done?"
this? How about this?
You couldn't
How about
name
this? How about
anything.
this?
You're
How
still
about
mad
this?
about
How about
that.
this? How about this?
You're still
How about
mad
this? If
because
I
you
say-
realize
if I say I
that
don't
you're
know-
worthless on earth.
Okay, if I say
You
I don't
realize
know,
you're
if I say
worthless.
I don't know anything about the scam. Will
You
tell me your
realize you're
IP?
worthless.
All right, I made up the scam. What's your IP?
You realize you're
I lied
worthless.
About the scam. What's your IP?
You are a liar. You are
I
a
made
liar.
up the scam.
No, you
I
didn't
lied.
make it
I
up. But
lied.
why
I
did
lied.
you
No,
say
I lied.
that?
I completely lied.
Why'd
What's
you
your
say
IP?
the lie?
I lied. I'm a bitch. I'm a whore.
Yeah.
What is your IP?
Why did you say the lie?
Because I'm a worthless whore. What's your IP?
Why did you say the lie?
Why? I'm a worthless whore. What is your IP?
Yes. I already explained
I'm
it. Do you
possessed by
remember?
the devil. No, what's your IP?
Do you remember?
What's your IP?
Would you understand?
I love to
Yeah.
because I want to know.
Okay.
What's your IP?
So I'll
right.
summarize this real quick for
Okay.
you.
And I want to look this up.
I'll summarize this real quick for you.
Okay.
It's a $4,000 scam. What is it?
No.
Explain it. Explain it.
I lied.
It's a $4,000 scam.
dirty
What is
liar.
it? Explain
I'm
it.
a dirty liar. What
Okay,
have you
all right.
created? What is
We're
your
carrying
IP? What is your IP? No,
We're going to carry on because
I'm a liar. I'm a
you
lying whore.
you got
I
exposed.
I completely made
and
up
you
this
big
$4,000
mad.
scam.
You
He
big
is
mad.
a wealthy entrepreneur. You're
One
such
second.
a wealthy
One second, love.
entrepreneur. What is your
Keandre
IP?
writes message in the chat.
What is your IP?
Keandre, can you actually send that message via the email address that's at the bottom? Because we
What's
actually
your
can't
IP?
dig through the chat right now.
What's your IP?
Shout out to Nick. He writes, peace to the saints for doing the good work out here. Save yourself.
What's the
bruh.
good work? What's his IP?
Shout out to Keandre. He writes, Google is bugging. I'm in Austin, Texas for any saints. Okay. May I acknowledge those who came in via
Are we
PayPal?
never going to know? Can we get
Shout out
a
to
name?
Adonis. He writes, peace to the saints, Marquette. I sent the payment for a consultation to you earlier today via Cash App. I want to book it for 3P. Okay. All right. I will follow up on you on this one with you. If you could resend that, because you can imagine my inbox is flooded right now. Thank you for that. Acknowledge Vilkin. He writes, damn, here we go, Saint. The red herring is crazy already. Indeed. Jasmine Jazmen is
IP?
already triggered and asking
What is the IP? What is the IP?
Jazmen,
We
you just
agreed.
have to hold on for a second, love.
You're
we're
not
going through
while
the
you're trying to
formal
make
things real
up
quick.
something.
We're going through the formal things. Just hold on. Vilkin writes, damn, here we go, Saint. The red herring is crazy already. Jazmen is already triggered, clearly, and asking what's an NFT and calling the Saint a scammer with no evidence. I'd like to see it myself.
We have no evidence of
Please
his IP
come
either.
back with the proof when Saint does a live himself.
Of your IP.
You know what actually is a funny thing? I actually did a live session and I invited everyone to come on and explain the scam.
Where's your IP?
No one showed up.
What's your IP?
It's a shame. Rodney Jones comes in with a bowler alert. He writes, this is the issue. Individuals make unfounded statements without any supporting evidence.
I have an IP that I don't have.
Jazmen, come on, love. Like, you can go back and forth. Just let me read this.
I would love to. Once you answer, I'll shut
I hear you. I understand that you're angry, but if you just calm down,
up.
we're just going through the housekeeping.
I'm sure everyone on the internet
Jazmen,
really want to know.
We have to run a show. You just calm down a bit.
What is your IP?
Jazmen, really,
okay.
Be more tasteful.
Okay, I'd love to. What's
this is the issue. Individuals make unfounded statements without any supporting evidence.
Like your IP. Sorry. Until you answer.
You just look immature right now. We understand. We can go back for the entertainment piece.
Sure.
You're here to promote, right? We'll make sure that you're able to promote.
We
have some housekeeping items, so we'll go through the housekeeping
Will you
items.
answer?
I don't actually hate you, Jazmen, but we have to carry on with the show as mature business people.
Will you answer after?
You see, like,
will you
I know
after?
You obviously lack experience in the business world, but you have to realize that there's a certain decorum that you have to have.
All right.
So you have to calm down.
Let's see if by the end of this, he tells us what his IP is.
Just calm down. We can get back to babbling. Let's just take care of the housekeeping.
I'm not calm. I really want to know why you're lying about an IP.
Relax. You're clearly out of control because people who watch YouTube, they all realize that. You got to take care of
definitely. I'm the one that looks dumb on YouTube, not you.
Right. Just calm down. Calm down. Thank you. All right. She believes that babbling and elevating her tone will conceal the fact that her claim lacks evidence. Oh, yeah, that was a bowler alert, by the way. Carrying on. All right, I think we might be caught up here. Can you hit us with
your IP then?
One second. Can you hit us with those super chats?
I have a shout out to Chris J of Rebunk These 304 saying thank you for being a great leader and doing the great work.
I appreciate it. Peace to the saints. And if you pull that mic a little bit closer, just make sure that they can hear you.
Deeply goated. Peace to the saints. We have Major Mind and Soul. How is it that all these YouTubers know about some scam you pulled, yet they can never explain it?
Because he doesn't tell us what he's actually done.
Right.
Darius Camblis, Warquet. Shout out to first the haters claim it was, shout out to Paul T. First the haters claimed it was a $400 scam. Now
it was $400 and it was $2,000, then it was $4,000. This shit is crazy.
We don't know what your IP is though. We don't know what you've contributed. Can we ask the same question to you? What have you contributed to the world?
What's the next claim? 4 million.
I know that is crazy. I know that is crazy.
It's all like crazy enough that you created an IP that you can't name.
King Tune, Linda, listen, you got to take it down a notch slowly, shorty.
Yeah, she's getting wild.
Things are going quickly, yeah.
All caught up?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, we're gonna move on because
you won't tell us the IP.
You're pretty angry.
You won't tell us.
Anyways, we got a number of questions here.
All right, cool.
So
we can't wait to cut that one.
Okay, very good. First one is: are you okay with your daughters, if you had them, and or granddaughters? They really went down to the granddaughters with it. That's crazy. And or granddaughters doing the very same things that you are doing. This is a multi-tier question from the fans. So what do you got?
Yes.
Do you mind if we start with her just because she hasn't talked as much, and then we'll come to you?
Yeah, I am okay with it. I think our society is progressing in a direction where sex work is getting destigmatized. I would only not be okay with it, not because I'm morally against it, but only if it would hinder their job prospects and they couldn't like retire off it. But I think if they could retire off it or the job market at that point wouldn't care too much, then I would be supportive.
Okay. So I'm just going to repeat what I understand of your answer, which is to say if they can make enough money that they can retire from the sex work, meaning be stable after that, you're down.
Yeah, or if they can't retire, but the job market, they wouldn't be affected in the job market going forward, then that'd be fine too.
Meaning that if they became a public school teacher, they wouldn't get fired for having an OnlyFans.
I don't know if that specific job will ever be compatible with working in sex work. But in general, for instance, like if they wanted to work at a law firm afterwards and the culture was that law firms won't discriminate against you on the basis of being a sex worker, then I don't see any issue with it. Yeah.
Do you see an issue with becoming a public school teacher after being a sex worker?
I think if you stop doing the sex work while you're being a teacher, then I think it's fine.
Oh, but you can't do it at the same time.
I don't know. Actually, I'd have to think about that more.
So you're torn on that one. Well, why are you torn?
I'm torn. I guess I haven't given that one enough thought.
Right. And why do you like? Obviously, there's something in your gut that makes you feel like I need to think about this, as opposed to like, oh no, this is a good thing.
Not necessarily not a good thing. It's more so what would the implications be on the child if there was a culture in which students were just pulling up like the teacher's porn in the middle of class, and that created like, you know, a very sexed learning environment, and that would obviously hinder the child's learning. But if there were sanctions on that moving forward, where the students' learning would not be hindered by the teacher also being a sex worker, then I think it could potentially be fine.
So you're saying sanctions on what the students can do, or you're just saying a
in the sense culture? Where like if they had like enough safety precautions that there wasn't going to be like porn in the classroom, or, you know, students were going to be going home and like sending it to each other, and then they're like now getting exposed to porn. Does that make sense?
No, elaborate for me.
I'm saying like in the future moving forward, it becomes more normal for now people in lots of professions, like lots of nurses have OnlyFans on the side, lots of teachers have OnlyFans on the side. I think that will become more increasingly normal. And I think as it becomes more normal, there'll be sanctions on what's allowed in the classroom, whether like certain sites are banned. I mean, that's probably already the case in most schools. Like I would think OnlyFans is banned, Pornhub is banned.
Yeah, but people have their own personal device, and on your personal device, you can pull up whatever you like, right? So you might be talking about like the Wi-Fi, for
like
example,
school
right?
Wi-Fi.
But if you were the teacher and I'm in class and I'm like, you know, so you're teaching, what ethnicity are you?
I'm Indian and Saudi.
Indian and Saudi by blood. So you have one parent that's Indian by blood and one parent that's in Arab. Yeah. Okay, very cool. So anyways, I'm in the back of your chemistry class with the homie like, bruh. Oh my God, look, she's the throat goat. Fast forward. Oh my God, slow it down. I don't want to get injured.
There'd have to be a way to sanction that. But the thing is, even if the teacher...
How does that happen?
I'm not completely sure, but I don't think even preventing this teacher from being a sex worker will stop that, because now deepfake porn is proliferating. So people are creating deepfakes of their classmates regardless. So even like preventing the teacher from being a sex worker won't hamper that environment. You just have to change the culture and create sanctions on it.
So the sanctions, that's the part that's scary. And often leftists, they talk about these kinds of things. When you say sanctions, it really translates to control. You're trying to control what people can do.
Yeah,
so how do you like, practically do that? So if
you limit certain sites on school Wi-Fi,
have you ever been to a country where they limit certain sites?
No, but if
never once.
If you're trying to say it's oppressive or totalitarian,
I didn't
for
say
like
that. I'm asking. You've never been to a country where they limit certain websites.
I mean, I'm in America and they limit OnlyFans. When I was in my lobbying firm in the government buildings, I'd be at the Capitol, and OnlyFans.com, I couldn't go on
the Wi-Fi. So that's the employer's Wi-Fi that they own as a private employer or as government.
Yeah, it doesn't fall under the category of limiting it under Wi-Fi.
No, because what I'm speaking of is, so for example, you have a parent that's Saudi. You've never been to Saudi, I trust. You have not?
I have not.
Okay, somewhere to check out. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so in Saudi, if you were to type in OnlyFans.com, nothing. Any pornography website, nothing. On your personal device, you'd have to get a VPN, which is a bit of a dangerous affair. I wouldn't want to be caught with one in Saudi. And there are various other places that have that. Those nation states that limit what people can do, also known as limiting their freedoms, those are generally viewed as oppressive regimes. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's not what I'm advocating for. I'm more so talking about like within the school system, school Wi-Fi would limit certain websites you can go on, as well as create punishments if students were to like proliferate like deep fake porn of their teachers.
So let's say we'll stay away from deep fake, because I agree with you that deep fakes in general are problematic. And so sticking on the simple thing as if you had a teacher who is formally or currently in OnlyFans,
I think that's fine, so long as they're not mentioning their content within school grounds or to their students.
So when you say mentioning it, so say you're my teacher and then I go to lunch and I'm hanging out with my buddy here and I say, bruh, Mrs. You said Khalidi? Is that your actual government name, or is that like your stage name?
No, it's my name.
Your true legal government name is Farha Khalidi.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a brave one. Shout out to you. I like the realness. Anyway, so I'm at lunch with the homie and I'm like, bruh, she didn't just release some new content last night, bruh. Look at that. I didn't know she was that flexible. She must have a background in gymnastics, and the monk is fat. Oh my God, take a look. But we're at lunch. We're on our own time, our own social time. So we look at that. And then we come back to whatever your class is, and then we carry on, but we don't bring it out during the course. We're theoretically trying to focus.
Yeah. I think that kind of culture should be stomped down by like school administration. Likewise, same way guys will pass around nudes of their girlfriends to their friends. I think that should also be stomped down.
Strange. So you're saying it's stomped down culture.
Yeah.
So
in
like
school
differentiate
grounds,
for me. And I know you were in
behavior-
lobbying. So differentiate for me. So there's culture, which cannot be controlled by law or policy. It might be influenced, but it cannot be controlled. Then there's law and policy where you can control things. Like, for example, you could say we want to frown on people bleaching their hair blue. We frown on it. So if someone does it, we might insult
I'm
them,
not
but
simply
then
saying
you can
frown upon.
legislate.
I'm saying within school grounds, if students are showing like nudes of their girlfriends to their friends, or passing around nudes, or showing their teachers OnlyFans on school grounds, I think that should not just be frowned upon, but there should probably be some sort of repercussion for
because
that.
it's pornographic, or because it's their teacher?
I think because it's pornographic. Likewise, again, it could be their peer, and I think that should be
okay. So let's just say it's pornographic, but it's not their teacher, and it's not a girlfriend or anything.
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
you shouldn't be showing porn in general at school grounds, even if it's like Lana Rhoades porn that you're pulling up at lunch. I think most people would agree with that. Yeah.
And why is that? Is pornography bad?
No, I don't think it's bad necessarily, but I think it's about creating certain environments. Same way I think at work, I would be totally inappropriate for a coworker to show me porn.
Okay, so if you're not at work, if you're at school on your social time with your friends, and you and your friends both are consenting and completely fine with it and happy with it, is it okay to
same way it's still wrong, even though sex in itself isn't bad. You're not supposed to be having sex on school grounds, even if two parties consent. Like, students should not be having sex on campus.
Can I cut in?
With
yeah,
in a sec. Yeah, absolutely. On this topic,
I went on fletchapp.com.
real quick.
It just told me how to cancel Hulu on Roku. I'm really trying to find your app.
Fair
I
enough.
can't find it.
Okay, so with regards to this one, sex on campus, we see that there's like clearly reasons that it's not a proper
but I guess
thing,
my point is, you were saying because I don't want it on school grounds, that means I'm deeming it immoral or something that's not good, and I'm saying that's not the case.
I am trying to explore that, like saying like what's wrong, because like, for example, objectively we can say if people were having sex at school, then,
so I guess I was just more pushing
that.
back to you saying, because I would advocate against pornography being consumed on campus, that means I think pornography is wrong, and I'm saying that's not true, because sex isn't objectively wrong, but it shouldn't be happening on school campuses.
Yes, I agree with you. Sex is not objectively wrong, but it's not hygienic to occur on school grounds.
I think it's more than just the hygiene, that people have an opposition to high schoolers having sex in the bathroom.
Sure, but staying on the topic of actual pornography being consumed on site, what exactly is the reason that we cannot have pornography consumed on the school site if it's just not bad? Because it is actually it's just content. So unlike sex, when you say like, well, what is a true parallel to the sex act, it's hard to think of a proper analog, right, or a parallel. But when you consider just watching sex on your phone, it actually is the exact same human visual and physical experience of me just like saying, hey, look at this football clip, the same as we could be looking at your OnlyFans and take no additional action. Just we watch the football, we don't do anything, we sit here, hold the phone. We watch your OnlyFans, we sit here and hold the phone. So what is bad then about watching your pornography on the school campus?
I don't agree with the premise that just because it's being consumed on a phone that it's parallel to watching sports on your phone. Like, I don't.
It's being consumed in the exact same way. So what is the bad outcome, the specific bad action that makes it non-permissible at school if pornography itself is not inherently bad?
I think it's just about creating a school culture in which people don't feel uncomfortable or sexually uncomfortable.
But the two persons consuming it were very comfortable. So I identified the scenario. Okay, so this one boy, two boy, they're both consenting.
It's not about whether they're comfortable. Same way of like a boy and girl. We're like, hey, let's go into the backyard, and I'm going to lift up my shirt
that I
and
described.
show
What's the
you.
problem with this scenario? Where's the problem?
The problem is that typically in a school culture, we don't want it to be overly sexualized, regardless if the parties consent to it or are comfortable with it.
So we're talking about,
again, if two students want to go fuck in the backyard on their campus, that's typically frowned upon.
I'm feeling challenged because you've not established what is actually wrong.
I have. I said it's about
watching.
It's about
you keep
separating
looking
a
at
sexual
her, like, for
culture.
comfort, but
there's no comfort.
I'm just trying to find your IP.
Can you establish?
Yeah, I have 10 times. I can say it again. Okay. It's the fact that you don't want an oversexed school culture for minors. Whether it's through pornography or whether it's through people like flashing each other on the courtyard.
You keep going on to other things, and the challenge.
I'm saying
the challenge that I'm having in the debate is that
the over sexualization.
The challenge I'm having with the debate is every time we get you on one place, you move the goalpost. So
I didn't move the goalpost. You asked what was the problem with pornography, and I said the problem with pornography on campus is the exact same problem with two students having sex on campus, or even a girl
I already
flashing
explained
her breasts to a guy on
it's
campus.
Actually watching pornography on your phone between two boys is more similar to watching any content on your phone than it is to a physical act of sex, which has huge implications such as procreation, STD exchange. Those are huge implications. Whereas watching a piece, watching a piece of content on your phone with you and your buddy, it does not create a culture. Two individuals do not constitute a culture. So all I'm asking you is, what is the specific reason, not related to other things, but specifically related to the consumption of your OnlyFans by two boys during their free time during lunch? What is the specific wrong in that?
My answer is congruent. I said that you shouldn't combine over-sexualization with a school culture of minors. I don't know why you brought up STDs and hygiene, even if all the students were tested and it was lesbians or that they're not getting like procreating. I still don't think high school lesbians.
You're still running away from the actual topic. It's the inability to focus.
What is the issue?
So I'm asking specifically, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with them consuming that content?
It's the fact that you don't want a school culture of minors to be over.
Do two persons constitute a culture?
Yes.
I just want to make sure we're
if
understanding.
You morally permit
you said two individuals engaging in a behavior constitutes a culture.
If you're asking me to morally permit it, yes, because then you're saying I should also then condone it at large scale, which means another two students and another.
I'll give you an example. I went to a large high school in Los Angeles, mostly Black and Mexican, and there were a couple kids who were emo and punk rockers. And if you say, what was the culture of the school? You'd have to say that the culture of the school is overwhelmingly urban hip hop. Even though there's two emo punk rockers, they don't constitute a culture because they're very much so a minority, and their actions and their preferences are in the minority, and they're not influencing anyone at significant scale.
It seems like you're stuck on this word culture.
Well, I'm just stuck on the fact that you lied.
I lied.
Yes, you said two individuals constitute a culture. That's
if I morally permit it, then I'm condoning it at scale for any two individuals at that school to partake in it, which then, yes, has to do with culture of the school. Because if I permit it for those two students at the table, then when I permit it for another two students,
so you take away the freedoms of an individual because of you don't want the teacher to be
hindering their freedoms to say you can't watch porn at school.
Their freedom is to do what they wish on their personal device during their free time.
It's not free time. You're within school hours. I don't think people should be engaging.
During the lunch hour, it is free time. In fact, there are many schools, probably maybe some of the ones you attended, they even allow the kids to go off campus.
I'll give you the moral axiom for it. I don't think people should be
morals. You're about to tell us some morality. This is good.
I don't think people should be engaging with sexual acts.
Sexual acts is not an act. They're watching a phone.
I consider consuming pornography engaging.
An act?
I do.
So if I'm watching football on my phone, that's an act? That's very passive. It's almost the opposite of an act. You're doing nothing. You're sitting.
That's semantics. I think most people would agree that watching pornography is a sexual act. It stimulates your mind in a sexual way.
Okay, and
act doesn't mean you're physically moving your body.
I'm still just trying to figure out what the bad is in this. And I'm on your side as an OnlyFans creator, but it seems as though you feel like inherently there's something bad such that we have to remove this. What would be the bad
in like a student jerking off in the library starting another girl? Is that a culture if it's one student? I think you'd also be opposed to it.
Shout out to Zachary, comes in via PayPal. He writes, tuition, peace to the saints, finally caught alive. Destigmatizing sex work is the reason the West is in decay. These guests are prime examples. Also, 99.95% of men do not pass nudes of their girlfriends around. I know they pick the strangest, most bizarre examples. That's absolutely absurd. And you clearly don't understand men. They do understand jack-off artists, though. I can tell you that. They get those guys.
Did I ever claim it was a
I don't get what you're
Mod Inc. writes, peace to the saints. Girl thinks speaking in quantity is equivalent to speaking with quality. You ain't never lied.
Probably both of us.
You ain't never lied.
I just really, there's Fletch and Hobby Buddy. I can't find any evidence of either one.
You ain't never lied.
So I would love to know what your apps are, but we can move on. I just want to make it clear for the audience. There's no
Did you find that $4,000 scam?
No, but I can't find your app.
Keep looking. Keep looking.
You lied.
Keep looking. Anyways, carrying on.
All right, we'll leave it there. We can move on, but you are
Yeah, when you find that $4,000 scam you mentioned, let us know.
Company you've ever created.
Please stop.
You have not created an app.
You tried too hard. You tried too hard. Anyways.
You tried too little to make an app if you didn't.
How much money is enough to stop doing OnlyFans? And I'll actually, I'd ask you a question, and I didn't come back to you. I do want to ask you the same question.
Expose you, but okay.
What was the question I had asked you initially? Because I did want to ask you.
The daughter.
Yeah. How would you feel if your daughter did that? Because I do want to hear you.
the thing I want for my child, my potential future hypothetical child,
do you plan on
is for
having
them.
kids?
No, not right now. If
But
I
in
did,
general, you
do I? Maybe when I'm 36.
Okay, all right, go on.
And so it's like 7 years from now. But I would want my child to be happy, healthy, and financially well. As if she can do OnlyFans with the mindset I'm doing it with, I would 100% be fine with it. If she's fine being a teacher, I'd be fine with her being a teacher.
So you wouldn't prohibit it at any level?
No, I would.
Okay.
I just want my kid to be happy and healthy.
I figured as much would be the answer for both of you two. These are questions that the fans sent in. I figured you don't have any major qualms about it, which is why you do it and promote it. I mean, there's some people who do it in quiet, right? So I figured as much. Okay. How much is enough money? And we'll start with you on this one. How much is enough money for you to stop doing OnlyFans?
Even if I could retire at this moment, I would probably still do it because I like it.
So you're passionate about the work.
I like to do some kind of work, and I like going live and like talking to people. I like my fan base. I like taking hot pictures. So yeah, as long as people want to see them, I do it.
Okay. So if you had $1 billion, you would continue doing the exact same type of content?
I think about that sometimes. Like I think about if I made $1 billion right now, would I shut down my page? No, because I've had connections with my fans and I like them.
Sure. But you'd continue doing the same kind of content, or would there be changes to the nature of the
I
content?
probably wouldn't, because right now it's like, okay, I need to if I want to take 2 months off, that could but if I had unlimited money, then maybe I would take more breaks or do things I'm not.
So the nature of the content would not change at all.
No, I like doing porn. Go check it out.
Okay. I'm just going to say this one more time just to make sure. The nature of the content itself, maybe you might take breaks, but you'd continue all the videos you have now that you're doing, you'd still do those exact same kind.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I mean, obviously, if you offered me $100 million to do OnlyFans, I'd probably pick the 100 mil.
Oh, over OnlyFans?
It's not over. It's not over.
Oh, then
it's
I would
exact
continue
same.
to do it. Similar to her, I grew up in a Muslim household, and I had a weird relationship with clothing and sexuality and stuff. And I feel like OnlyFans has helped me, you know what I mean, express myself and figure out.
So your answer is the exact same as hers. Your position.
That I would continue to do it. Yeah.
The exact same type of content.
And
I don't even know what you do. Do you do penetrative content on your OF?
You just gotta subscribe and find out.
Okay, I hear you. Okay.
I do.
There you go. There's the plug. There's the plug. You have to subscribe and find out. And you said you grew up in a Muslim household. I assume Sunni Muslims?
I honestly don't even know. I didn't
okay, you did not grow up in a Sunni, or you did not grow up in a Muslim household. You may have grown up in a culture, an Islamic culture, an Arab culture.
No, I grew up in a Muslim household. I went to.
So you grew up in a Muslim household, but you don't know if you grew up in a Sunni Muslim household?
Yeah, I don't know.
That is a very basic thing in Islam. It's extraordinarily basic. It's like if I asked a boxer, do you throw a jab? And they're like, what's a jab? It's that basic. It's fundamental. So it's impossible.
It's
what
just
you're
not
saying.
Something I was so embroiled in the culture. It's not something we really talked about.
Yes,
so when
but
I got older, people would ask me that, and I was like, I don't know. I could probably ask my parents or my friend, but I was never that personally connected. But I went to masjid about 2 to 3 times a week. So I was definitely.
I don't think you're correct on this.
It's really quite hard to not know that term and to not know.
She knew the term.
No, I think it's pretty common. With Christians,
if I might speak uninterrupted, I'd appreciate it. But it's very strange to not know that very fundamental term. Even most non-believers who are college educated as you are familiar with this term. And furthermore, the Muslims, those who are actually practicing, they pray 5 times a day.
Oh, yeah, I was never
extraordinary levels of dedication. So to not know just the word, it would indicate that you did not grow up in a proper Muslim household.
I know the word.
Yeah.
I'm saying I personally never believed in Islam. I never
clearly.
Yeah, but I 100% grew up in a Muslim household.
So
it's like a random thing.
You believe? Did you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have 2 older brothers.
2 older brothers. How do they feel about your work?
They're very supportive. They watch a lot of my debates.
I thought you were about to say they watch a lot of my content. I was like, I'm done. I was about to be like, no, Lord, no. Oh God. Okay, so they like your non-sexual content.
Yeah, I think they think it's cool.
Okay, have they ever watched your OF?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to my knowledge.
That's how Muslims are.
That's a good question.
They like to.
They're human beings. They're human beings. Yeah. Okay, so not to your knowledge, how would you feel if your brothers were watching your content?
I'd probably repress that feeling and pretend I didn't know.
Okay. What would the feeling be?
It'd be such a alien discovery that I'd probably feel nothing because my body would want to repress the possible trauma.
It'd be traumatic. Why is that?
Probably for the same reason that I wouldn't have sex with my brothers.
I'm not assuming anything with you because I think our our value systems are so far apart that it's not reasonable for me to assume. And furthermore, I think the audience wants to hear from you. And despite, we go back and have some, debate, I do want to hear out you, because I personally don't have any friends or relatives that are OnlyFans people. So you do introduce a very new perspective to me and the audience as well. So I'd love for you to elaborate.
About why I would feel like it's potentially traumatizing if I was aware of the fact my brothers are like zealously consuming my OnlyFans content.
Yes.
Because that would probably border on incestuous.
And incest is bad?
I think incest would give me a gross visceral reaction.
Okay.
Morals aside.
Do you think incest is bad?
Generally, yes.
Okay. All right. Now, them watching your OnlyFans content and masturbating, watching their sister is actually not incest. Is that bad?
That's why I said like it would border on incestuous, and it has more to do with like the visceral feeling I would get from it than
like a natural sense of wrong. Is that what you're saying?
I don't even know if I would use the word wrong. It's just gross. Same way, I don't want to have sex with certain guys I don't want to have sex with. That doesn't mean it's wrong to do. It's more like.
So it's not wrong if your brother watches your OnlyFans and masturbates to it. It's not wrong. You just don't find your brother attractive.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I understand. Okay. Very good. Would you be in the same position? Because I remember you had mentioned incest is not wrong.
Well, this is the thing. You clearly use. I don't think you understand. There's a difference between. Like we're talking moral philosophy, which might be a little bit.
I'm not
over
talking.
Your head.
We're not talking about philosophy.
Yeah,
I'm
so
just
if
asking
you're saying
you
wrong,
because
so
you're not an epistemologist.
So what do you mean by wrong? Well, you're clearly not. So what do you
Yes.
mean by wrong?
No, you're correct. I'm not an epistemologist.
So what do you mean
I'm a
by
pragmatist.
wrong? Like, can you define?
No,
wrong?
I'm asking. Oh my! She said, "Can you define wrong?"
Can
this
you
is the
define
word.
wrong? Because
Can you define wrong?
What I see you did with
this
her.
This is amazing.
What you did with her
listen,
is you were trying to conflate.
I'm not trying to define wrong. I'm asking you based on who you are, in your view, in your personal opinion, according to you.
So let me define wrong and then go. So moral wrong, like morally immoral.
We're not speaking objectively. We're just saying, do you find incest wrong?
I get a natural disgust reflex, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. Like I get a disgust reflex from you.
I hear you. But do you find incest wrong was the actual question.
I get a disgust reflex from it, but that doesn't mean it's morally wrong. I know this is maybe a little bit too much for you, but that's why I asked you to define your term.
You're like a bad politician. You're Kamala Harris.
Sure.
You're Kamala Harris.
I mean,
we got a white Kamala Harris over here, goddamn it. We got a Kamala Harris.
It's very popular in Muslim culture for first cousins to marry. So do you morally?
It's actually not popular. It is permissible and it does occur, but popular would be an exaggeration.
Would you consider that morally wrong?
Is that wrong?
If there's no genetic issue, I would not consider it to be wrong. No.
Okay. So the moral problem with incest is just the genetic component. That's it.
I'm not arguing morality because I don't think either of you have morality. So I'm not trying to persuade you or to go back and forth.
Your own
but what I am trying to understand is what your beliefs are, because at some level I'm interviewing you. We might debate on some things, but I'm sincerely interested to go inside of your minds. And so I'm not trying to establish what my beliefs are, because in this case, I think my beliefs are commonplace, whereas yours are more interesting because, she's cool with incest.
I don't think yours are commonplace because you're only morally condemning incest for the genetic component, and I think most people would morally condemn it even if they could do a test and realize this brother and sister could have genetically fine kids. I think most people would still disavow it.
It's a visceral, like she said, it's a visceral reaction that we get for good evolutionary reasons, but the whole point of people who can think a little bit better than you can is, okay, if we remove those things, is it then still wrong?
Exactly.
And you're not having a discussion at that
I don't
level,
think
and neither is your audience, which is fine.
I don't think anyone on the planet Earth ever listens to a sex worker for advice on morality.
Like you said, they're not coming from my body.
Similarly,
similarly,
no one listens to criminals on how to, live an upright life.
That's actually not true. They give a lot of TED Talks about how they turn their life around.
That's good. That's very good. People click on that because it's ridiculous, right? Like a former bank robber talks about how he had to change. But you don't have to be so sensitive. I'm just telling you, I think you guys are morally
I have not been sensitive.
But you're
degenerates. You don't have to be. You don't have to be so sensitive about it.
So am I sensitive, not her?
You're the more sensitive one because you've been mad since the beginning.
Well,
since you were unable, you made a claim, you made a lie, and you wouldn't explain it, and then you got mad because you wouldn't give evidence.
You never answered the question.
You got mad because you couldn't.
What's your IP?
You got very angry.
What's your IP?
Wait, so do you think incest is okay if they could have like particularly healthy children? Like what if they found out actually if these particular siblings had a kid, it'd be more genetically healthy,
and the kid would cure cancer? Then is it wrong? These are just too high level for him. Let's just calm down. Go back to asking our body counts.
Yeah, watch this. Where'd you go to college?
I can't
like say. What's your real name? I can't say.
What's
You're a phony
IP?
person.
That's secret too.
You're a phony person. No one respects you.
His IP is secret. His tangible.
She uses her real name, but you won't use your real name
for privacy.
because you're a phony person. You're a phony person.
Okay, then all the time.
You are a phony individual.
Nobody usually hides their company. Nobody usually hides their IP. We all
caught
know
up on the
what
super
Mark
chats?
Zuckerberg has done. We all know what Elon Musk has done. No one knows what you've done.
1 second left. You caught up on the chats?
We have some shout outs for
Go ahead.
some tuitions. We have King Florio. Farha, you keep repeating the premise within your reason, not answering. He asked you what's wrong with porn. Then you reply with it's over sexualizing, which isn't answering the question.
Exactly.
Can I address it?
Are we going to let her address it?
No, let's just go through real quick and we'll come back to you. We'll come back. Yeah.
Salvador Dorlia, Marquette, I respect you, but condoning the consumption of porn at school by minors as freedom is a fat L. School
Bro, you are low IQ. No one condoned the consumption of pornography at school. These are called hypotheticals to explore a logical idea. Don't be a fool. I always speak consistently against the consumption of alcohol, the consumption of all intoxicants, including coffee and sugar. And I also speak against the consumption of pornography. Don't be a fool. You damn near got blocked. Go ahead.
Showtime. I'm 25 minutes behind. How do you come on to someone's show with no evidence of the accusations you claim?
It's
Shows.
crazy.
How do you make a show and based on a lie? That
keep going.
Shows all they are here for is clout. I hope no one is in this chat would be dumb enough to sub to these 304s.
They will.
Oof. Oof. And you know what? I don't know because I don't have an OnlyFans. I'm not in your position. Only you know. But
you're
as
also not in the position of running a company.
I hear you.
An IP.
As a business person, I can only presume.
You're not a business person.
1 second.
Where's the evidence you're a business person?
You're a very angry individual.
Where's the evidence you're a
You don't have to
person?
interrupt. You just look
You
unruly.
me.
You just look unruly. One second.
Look unruly.
One second.
One sec.
You are crazy as hell. You gonna be single as hell. I feel like I'm gonna see your ass on the news at some point because
sure.
you are.
I mean, I want to see your ass on the news. I want to know
you
about
are
this
so
guy
crazy.
who, like, created two
you
companies.
are so crazy. It was
those
more than
websites.
two actually. You got to do better Google.
I went on Fletch. I can't
check this
download your
out.
app. I looked at Apple. You just talked
Check
about
this out.
Apple Pay.
Check this out real quick.
Talking about how to cancel subscriptions on.
Did you
Hulu.
finish?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Okay, fantastic.
Go to his pages,
Give me a
guys.
second.
Tell me where this app is.
Why are you so angry? Like
because
the anger
I feel like
you
you're
harbor.
lying. I don't like
I think I touched your heart with the truth, and you realize that people can see that you're nothing, and that bothers you.
Yeah, well,
because your whole goal is to feel important.
Yeah,
your whole goal is to feel important and have people look well upon you. That's why you have all the fake things.
That's
why you have all the fake things.
Money, not fake money.
Well, then why would you be here? Unless there's some money.
Because the simps in your audience are going to subscribe to me.
I see.
That's why.
I see.
Yeah.
To make money. So you're here to make money.
Yeah, because I want real money. I don't want fake money.
Now, you know the funny thing about someone like you? Do you know what it is?
Well, I know the funny thing about you. Can I talk? Can I say that?
No, because every time we ask you to explain something, you don't explain because you just lie.
Well,
you're a liar.
You're literally gone viral multiple times for not answering basic questions about
you're
who you
still
are,
making up
what
things.
an NFT is,
You're
what
still
your
making
app
up
is,
things.
what your IP is.
Tell me
so
this real quick. Just I'm gonna give you one chance. Tell the truth.
No, I'm gonna give you one chance. What's your IP?
What is the $4,000 scam? What's the $4,000 scam? What's the $4,000 scam? These girls are nut. Anyways, Keandre writes, Peace of the Saints. I've been focused on building my business, deleted Patreon, so I joined thesassin.com, THESASN.com. We encourage you all to log in, boss up. Grateful for being able to meet the other saints in Texas. That's a beautiful thing. I'm in Austin. If anybody wants to train or work, and girls, the Saint. Marquette explains what he does on plenty of his videos.
Not this one.
Also, have you read the article about me in Forbes?
Just
have you read about me in Forbes?
Yeah, and then the first.
Why'd you ignore that? Wait. Why didn't you bring that up?
No, so the
wait, am I in Forbes?
No.
Am I in Forbes?
No, you're not. There's
you're
a
liar. God,
jeez,
you're a liar. That's
Forbes
crazy.
and you'll see
That's
how he
crazy.
People into
That's insane.
That. Let's play that video.
That's insane.
There's YouTubers exposing
Damn, you're a
you
liar.
on it
That's
already.
insane. Hold
What's
on
your
a second.
IP?
And girls, the Saint Marquette explains what he does plenty of times in his videos. And you know the amazing thing about a person like you? All you do is you just lie about everything. You lie about everything. You're broke. You're broke. Watch this. I'm gonna do her routine. You're broke.
I can show you that I'm not. Can you show me you're not?
You're broke.
Show me you're not?
No, you're broke. You scammed somebody for $13,000.
You
scammed somebody for $13,000.
What's your IP?
You scammed somebody for $13,000. You're broke. I read a fake article. I read a fake article about you on the internet. I read that you're a top 10% OnlyFans, but you're not.
How do I download
But you're not.
How do I download Fletch?
But you're not. Very good. Anyways, he's built many networks and foundations. He's a proper leader. Immature scumbag men are the only supplementation. And they'll probably Ted Bundy you in real life. Ooh, think about that next time. Stop acting like children and act like women. That's not going to happen. That is absolutely not going to happen. Slim chance. Robert writes, I'd like to point out that Jazmen is conducting research to support her false claims mid-debate. I saw that. It was a little bit tacky.
No,
it was a bit tacky to be on your phone during the live session, but I was like, you're already angry. I didn't want to get you mad.
I went on your
I didn't want to get you mad.
It has 100 followers. I went on the Fletch app. I clicked on technology. I clicked on about.
You're getting out of control, Jazmen. Jazmen, listen.
None of it's
Listen, let me explain something to you. You're here for business. You're here on business. I realize you're an OnlyFans. I realize you're an OnlyFans dirtbag, but you're here on business. At least conduct yourself.
Regular bag.
Dirt bag. Are your lips too heavy? You inflated them too much. Your lips are too heavy. You can't talk. God damn. Now you're here on business. And I'm at least remember that, and let me conduct the housekeeping items. And then when you want to go back and forth, we can do that. Stop! You're barely speaking English. You're too nervous. You keep stuttering. You keep stuttering. Get her a speech pathologist. This suggests that she came unprepared. This is true, even though this debate was scheduled far in advance.
We had no topic.
She keeps interrupting. You're so angry.
We had no topic.
Can you calm down? We can tell you're mad because you keep interrupting. You're a raging animal right now. Calm down.
You're a raging animal.
You're raging.
Well, then
just calm down. We're doing the housekeeping. Just calm down. You're raging. You're raging. This suggests that she came unprepared, even though this debate was scheduled far in advance, and is indicative of her unruly nature. I mean, unruly. Yeah, talk about it.
Well, if you're
Watch the video pertaining to the idea. Watched the video pertaining to the idea that content is not good, and I agree with the sentiment. Here to show support. Shout out to Michael. He writes, would you consider pursuing a defamation case against these demons?
Please,
like molest.
Please, will you please file a defamation suit against her? Please. I think it would be great for content, great for my business. I'm here for business. Okay. I would love a defamation suit.
Okay. Are you calm now?
No, I want that.
All right.
Please follow up on that. I really want that.
Insane. Would you consider pursuing a defamation case against these demons like Molestini, Sodom 22, and this harlot for their slanderous claims?
Yes, please.
Honestly, it's too many people. That's a sad thing. It's just too many people. It's not to get used to time.
Pick me.
She is a pick me. She is a pick me. Yes,
yeah,
that's her whole life is based on that.
Because I would.
You would easily win because there's no proof, and you'd essentially be taking money, disempowering these demons and empowering the assassin movement. Peace of saints. We won't say it'll never happen.
No, let's see it. I want to see the suit because it would tell me what you've done and what I defamed you on, because I can't find it anywhere else.
That's why you make it up, because you are lying.
Well, that's no.
Boddick writes, Jafar is a lawyer. She's not a lawyer. She's nobody. Free her clients. I know they ain't do it. She's just a bad communicator and debater that she gets innocent clients locked up. I wouldn't be shocked at all. Did you ever practice law?
Yep.
For how many years?
Only 7 months. I mean,
7 months. Got you. You're not a lawyer. Stop it. You practice law for 7 months. Please stop it.
What does that
Please stop it. Shout out to Joseph. He writes, your patience and diligence are unmatched. Austin writes, that's deep. Anyways, can we get a 360 drip cam? They're asking if they can see you all in 360.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's get the best camera for that one. It might be this shot, this wide shot.
You're on the wide shot.
Cool. All right, we're on the wide shot. Cool. Let's see how she looks on that one. Is that giving them at least the neck to the knees?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I can't do it today.
She is suffering from some kind of ailment. I have some guesses on what it is, but I'm gonna pray for you, sis. I'm gonna pray for you in a real way. You do look a bit. Have you always had this emaciated look, or is this the sickness?
Yeah, I've always looked anorexic. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. Nah, that's cool. I think there is an appeal there for sure. That's awesome.
What did you say? It's globally unattractive to me. If something's globally unattractive, how can it be globally unattractive to you? You can only speak for yourself, not the globe.
Jasper writes, oh, you don't understand English. You cheated in law school. I swear you cheated because you don't understand English. You don't know what globally unattractive means.
What is globally unattractive?
Wow, you said not the globe. This girl's dumb. This girl's dumb. Hell nah. Give me my zoom in camera. Hit me with the camera. This bitch is dumb. Listen to me. I said you're globally unattractive, which means wholly in the full sense, in every sense. And then you said, how can you speak for everyone on the globe? You're dumb. You don't know English. You're dumb. You have a low IQ. It's been proven. You're out of here. Strike 3. You're out of here. She doesn't understand basic English. Jesus Christ. What's your first language?
What else?
What's your first language?
Farsi and then English.
Farsi was your first language?
Globally,
are you better in Farsi?
Meanings.
Keep it real.
Global has multiple
Are you better
meanings.
Global has multiple meanings. That's how I got confused. Global has multiple meanings. That's why I was confused. Your ass is dumb, shorty. That's all there is. That's why you do OnlyFans. That's why you was a 7-month lawyer. Your ass was a 7-month lawyer because your ass couldn't hack it.
Okay.
That was your best opportunity.
Cool.
Stop
Calm
it.
down.
Stop
Calm
it.
down.
Stop it.
You're here for business.
You don't know what globally
Calm down.
means.
You're here for business.
You need to get your shit together before you start fucking with me.
Means.
That's why you won't say what college you went to. Because you went to a bullshit ass college, like the 13th, 14th grade.
Then? Why won't you say? Why won't you say what your IP is?
Wow.
Why won't you say what your IP is?
Wowzer. That's crazy.
What is your IP?
You literally got confused when I was talking.
What is your IP?
That's amazing. Do you even understand half the things I'm saying?
What is your IP?
You got confused.
All I want to know is your IP.
That's amazing.
You won't tell us?
Shout out to Jasper. He writes, to both the slores, would you date/marry a man who is an avid? Do you know what that means, avid?
Yeah, do you know what IP is?
Do you know what avid means?
What intellectual property is?
Would you date/marry a man who is an avid consumer of your OnlyFans content? If you wouldn't, please explain why. That's actually a really good question. I like how he formulated that. I wouldn't have even thought of that. We will start with you.
What's the question?
I'll repeat that, slow brain. Jasper writes, to both of the slores, would you date
Okay, we get it. You don't need to. You're not very good at it.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Yes, I would.
Why you lied? Everybody in the background was like, bruh, stop it.
Yeah, obviously this background, they all look homeless, just if you can't see them.
Bruh, stop it.
They all look ghetto and homeless, but okay.
Oh, damn. You said everybody out here looks ghetto and homeless?
That's how I think.
And I was trying to be nice.
Okay.
But I'm just tripping. Like, you're insulting people and you're over here.
You called her ugly.
What were we talking about you?
Right
we talking about you. We talking about you. She ain't clapped at nobody. She's staying chill. But we talking about you. That's what I like about y'all.
Ugly.
You never no, she's not globally ugly. You too stupid. I said she's globally unappealing to me. But here's the thing. You don't care what I think about your attractiveness, correct? Not really. Thank you. So it's irrelevant. You need to learn English. You need to learn English.
Do they care?
But here's the thing. This is how we know you're a dirtbag. I'll tell you how we know you're a dirtbag. These folks have nothing to do. This is all people that have nothing to do with this. You're insulting random people. I'm talking to you two because we're on a show together.
Everyone laughs.
You're a dirtbag.
Okay.
You're a dirtbag. Anyways. So you lied and claimed that you would date and marry a man who consumes your OnlyFans content. You're trying to make them feel like they're good guys.
If you're gonna ask me a question and not believe my answer, okay.
Go ahead.
I would find that so hot. I literally put like little heart icons.
I like you. Y'all be marketing y'all ass off.
No,
go ahead,
literally,
baby.
like when I go through messages, if someone has like an extra cute profile picture and I get their Instagram and I think they're cute, I'll put a heart next to their name.
Awesome. Yeah. Watch this, ladies and saints. Have you ever how long have you been on OnlyFans?
Since 2021.
2021. How long have you been on OnlyFans?
Since probably July or August of 2021.
So you want to calculate number of years?
Well, I mean, now we're in February of 2020.
Damn, she having trouble with math too. First it was English, now it's math. Great. Let's just round it up to 3 years. Fantastic. In your 3 years on OnlyFans, have you ever dated someone who you met as an OnlyFans consumer?
I've never dated anyone in 3 years. So what am I supposed to?
Have you ever slept with anyone who started off as an OnlyFans consumer of yours?
Actually, yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
How much he pay you?
No, nothing.
Girl, quit lying. Quit lying.
Yeah,
Chat, if you believe that, God damn it, I got a bridge to sell you. Amazing. Have you ever dated anyone who's consumed your OnlyFans? That's how you met them.
No, but OnlyFans does put restrictions on like planning meetups with subs.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it though, because we both know that's not going to stop you if you want it to. So your answer is no, I have not. Understood. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Carrying on. Shout out to T. He writes, mentally fine after OnlyFans. Laugh my ass off. Time will teach. Amazing. Carrying on. May I acknowledge, Zachary writes, I'll do it. I'll ask. Jasmine, I think he's talking to you. Please, I got to tell you, because you're slow out here.
Smart boy.
Please define. Oh, shit. He really did it. Oh, he ain't sent enough money to ask this damn question. Here we go. Please define right and should I read the whole thing or just read the part that has a question, then give you the rest?
Well, I think that I'll answer whatever question it is if you answer what your IP is.
Got you. So I'll do it. I'll ask Jasmine, please define right and wrong objectively. You are unraveling the fabric of society by arguing for subjective right and wrong versus objective right and wrong. Is pedophilia right or wrong?
So if
please don't fail this test. Still define right and wrong. So and don't use right or wrong as you define them.
So if we're going to go into a discussion about objective morality, which will go over the head of you as well as all of your audience, I'm ready for it, but do you want to do that?
You barely understand English. Just try to answer this question.
No. Do you want me to go into it? Do you want to do a thing about objective or subjective morality?
We're on the full view right now, right?
Do you want objective or
no, you're just going to answer his question briefly. He had a quick question, which is...
So you're asking my personal belief on objective morality?
Zachary is writing...
Do you want to go through this or
not? Is
not?
pedophilia right or wrong? That's the first question.
Yes or no?
That's the first thing that has a question mark. Is pedophilia right or wrong? That's a yes or no question. I will answer that
after you answer the IP question.
This is a question from Zachary.
Well, this is a question from me to you.
Okay, you don't want to answer the question. That's fine. You don't have to. That's fine.
Just like you don't have to answer about your.
Shout out to Ibadak. He writes, Madam Emaciation. Damn. Madam Emaciation is rethinking her alliance with the Cheddar Bob lawyer. Bruh, I'm telling you. He's basically saying she talks like the trainer off of Waterboy. Did you ever see that movie Waterboy? The trainer from Mississippi. He'd be like, that's kind of how she's out here with her English. It's bad. God damn. God damn. Did they disbar you? Did you ever pass the bar?
Yes, in order to be
a licensed attorney,
fantastic. Pass the bar. I know that's probably.
Did you pay someone to do it, or you actually did it?
No, just like I didn't pay fake.
You don't even know what global. You don't even know what global means. That's bad. Do you want
to pull it up? Let's look up the definition.
That's bad.
Look up
baby.
Global. Let's pull
Are you caught up with the super chats?
We have a baller alert.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. By the way, support the work. Support the fact that I'm dealing with this broad. Support the fact that I'm dealing with these broads. Because Lord knows, when I asked you guys if you had $1 billion, would you keep doing this? And you guys were both like, yeah, I'm passionate about being a slore. I'm a super thought. I'm passionate. In my case, I'm talking to you all because the audience will tune in more to watch bimbos like you. And so
we're helping your business. We did a tangible thing, Farha.
Yes, you did. You did actually.
Okay.
Yes.
So then why ask us that first one? What's your tangible thing?
In fact, we're both using one second. You're not funny, but 1 second. We're both using one another, which is to say, like, if it wasn't for this, I would never talk to you all. Like, never. I don't even want to be around you, right? So that's because you're beneath me. But anyways, the point is this. If I had $1 billion, I would just put it into marketing to spread my message. I wouldn't have to utilize persons like you.
You need better marketing because it's not believable.
No, my marketing is not very good.
You need better marketing.
No, you're right. I do need better marketing.
Way better.
I agree with you there.
So that there's some legitimate evidence of his IP.
I agree with you. I do need better marketing. That is a smart thing. Hit me.
Mamba's question: what did I walk into? I just got off work. Am I hearing them trying to condone incest? What is going on here? GC donation. If I subscribe to Jazmen OnlyFan, am I still a saint? Bro, those boobs are fat.
No, bro, if that's how you feel, that's who you actually are. You know, like, my work is not to take anyone away from who they are. There are wicked persons among us. And then there are the persons in the middle who are, without knowledge, and they just need to be able to learn difference between good and bad, learn what will happen in the long term if you engage in certain behaviors. But if that's how you feel, brethren, do what you do, baby.
Sarti's third element, big homie.
Shout out to Sarti. Appreciate you. You all caught up?
Yep.
Fantastic. There was one part of a question I'd asked earlier that I didn't finish. And I do want to honor what the fans are asking you guys, because surely I couldn't answer any of these questions. You guys have a unique experience. And they had said, if your daughters were to do OnlyFans, and I don't actually necessarily agree with how this is formulated, but if your daughters were to do OnlyFans, do you realize that you are leading them toward the following things: single motherhood, sexual assault, and harassment?
Where does sexual assault fall into this category?
I did not write
any
this
evidence
question.
of OnlyFans increasing your likelihood of sexual assault?
So your answers are no. You do not believe that you're leading them toward that if they were to follow your footsteps in this
Well, I think
work.
our answer was more so in alignment with where the culture goes. So if the culture was more harsh towards sex workers in the future, then we'd want to advise our daughters to go somewhere where they'd have a happier, healthier life. But you know what I mean? If it worked out.
Where do you feel the culture is presently with regards to OnlyFans girls?
Definitely in like a transitory period.
Transition.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And do you think that in the United States in particular, because obviously in different countries, it's radically different, right? Like in one of your parents' country, we could get you strung up for this, right? We can get you in prison for this kind of thing, right? But in America in particular, where do you think it will be in 10 years? Do you think you as a sex worker will be in a better position or a less advantageous position culturally?
Better.
I think financially we'll be worse off in that the market will be more saturated. So I think it'll become kind of like the way the influencer economy is right now. Like everyone wants a slice.
Yeah.
But in terms of social stigmatization, I think there'll be basically virtually none.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with
That
that.
makes sense. And you know what? You don't always answer the question, but you say things that are reasonably insightful, and I do appreciate that. I really do. And also you're tough, and you don't get so bitchy like this one, but it's a good balance.
I'm sorry I triggered
It's a good
you.
balance. We got bad
sorry
cop,
I
good
triggered-
cop.
I'm trying to trigger
We got
you.
bad cop, good cop, or maybe we got bad cop, racist cop. You feel me? Because I don't know about good cop. We got bad cop,
Oh, because I
racist cop.
called them ghetto.
No, I don't think you're racist. I'm just saying like it's one step worse. You're having trouble following
Like
on.
you do police
It's okay.
brutality. He said.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
I'm
you,
sorry,
baby.
I'm sorry.
I said she was the smarter one, right? We got Tweedledee and Tweedledum right here. God damn it.
So I'm
It's
the hot
all
one and
bad.
she's the smart one.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness. Well, you said you're the what?
You said that you were calling her unattractive. So am I just the
Who
attractive?
said you were attractive?
I mean, you didn't call
Got
me
him.
unattractive.
Got him. Who said you were attractive?
call me
Knock it off.
unattractive.
Baby, knock it off, please. Please. You're being silly.
Focus on my lips. That's all
Give
you got.
me. You.
No, tell me
I'm
how
not.
unattractive I am.
I'm like, you crazy.
I'm having fun.
You crazy
It's
as
fun.
hell. You know what the sad thing is? I actually believe that.
But I'm having fun. Yeah.
That is the sad,
we were
creepy
really
thing.
excited about this.
No, honestly, the thing that I find extraordinary about your type is that you go on a podcast, get embarrassed, obliterated, degraded, and you're like, "Hi, that was a good day
I
at
feel
work."
the same way about you.
That's insane.
I feel the same way about you
It's
and
just,
your
like,
interaction
insane. I'm
with
like,
multiple people on the
whoa.
internet.
Like,
Same thing.
wowzers.
Likewise.
Wowzers. Anyways, one thing I do want to ask that I think is actually interesting, and I am curious because even as a grown man, there's a number of weirdos every now and then that'll hop in DMs, death threats, and then various other weird sexual things, whether it's from females or males, that I get as a man. And I imagine you all being actually in sex work, it just gets at even higher proportions. So do you have any stories or like, hey, like so-and-so said this or did this, or this is a time I felt concerned? Take us into that, if you will.
I haven't really had anything too.
Yeah, I haven't.
I mean, I get
anything
like
dramatic.
crazy DMs, but nothing past that.
Yeah, like we probably both get death threats, but nothing that actually would like cause
Like the death
alarm.
threats are not even like coherent. Like
Death threats.
probably after this.
I feel like
from now.
we would regardless, just
Yeah.
even like going on debates.
You
and
think
things
these are
about
from males generally or females or
100%.
both?
males,
Yeah.
males.
100%.
Yeah.
Why do you think that they feel this? Like I don't condone what you do, but it would never cross my mind to actually hurt one of you. I think you guys are plenty hurt already, but why do you think that they go to that extreme with
I think
you?
because of like the red pill discourse, they blame us for a lot of their downfalls. They
You think
that
these
they're
people are motivated by the red pill to want to kill you?
1000%.
Damn.
Yeah, because they blame you. Literally just said the West is falling because of OnlyFans. They literally think the culture is
that?
disintegrating. One of the super chats.
Okay.
And then they think that like they can't get a girlfriend because of us, that they can't like, be a breadwinner because of us, like all of society.
There's a
is
bunch
burdened
of
with-
studies
Look.
out about misogyny levels correlating to your perceived sexual market value in the dating world. So these men, they want us, they can't have us, they don't have a lot else going for them. So it turns into hate. I feel I don't blame them. I feel
Yeah,
bad
they're
for them.
pathetic. They're
Yeah.
pathetic. Wow.
They have like revenge fantasies on us and stuff. Like, well, you guys are going to be miserable later, when at least you're willing to admit that we could go on and be perfectly fine with this life because the culture's on our side, money's on our side.
Well, culture can be unpredictable. So that's one thing. That's why I asked you. I sincerely want to hear what you think as someone in this industry. Culture is fairly unpredictable.
When has it gone in the past, let's say 100 years? Has it become more conservative?
Yes, it
anywhere?
have. For example, let me introduce you to some history. And have you ever lived in the Bay Area, either of you?
Not live there.
Okay, yeah. I used to live in the Bay Area for two reasons. One, I did Berkeley undergrad, and secondly, I moved into San Francisco afterward, working for a tech company. San Francisco. I know, right? It doesn't exist. But San Francisco, as you guys know, is one, very affluent, but two, has a long history of activism and also various movements like the hippie movement and the sexual liberation movement and free love. So free love and the free love movement, that was a time of great levels of sexual freedom and experimentation, along with drugs as well. And so this is, we're talking 70s, things like this. So have we after the 70s, the 80s came, and then you had the AIDS epidemic, and that put a bookend on that sexual liberation. So have societies become more conservative? Absolutely. Even if you look at ancient Greece.
You're wrong, because you're talking about what people are.
Stop it. But go ahead.
Let me tell you. So if you look at, we can pull this up. I don't know if you have that capability in the studio, but if you can pull up and you look at social attitudes towards things like casual sex, the graph clearly
Can you say it again? I didn't hear the beginning part.
Social attitudes.
There's a word before that.
If you look at social, if you look at social attitudes on things like casual sex, and you look at how people view these things in a moral context, like, is it wrong to have casual sex? These things have been going in one direction. So while there is like a little rave or a little movement that came on in the 70s, and afterwards people may have not been into that movement, that doesn't mean that their attitudes towards social or casual sex have become more conservative.
Fascinating. So there's attitudes, and then there's behavior. So attitudes and behavior are different. So
for instance, we're having less sex as a society, but our social
fascinating. Okay, so what's more meaningful, what people do or what people think?
What people think, because
that's the dumbest thing on earth. What people do, meaning the actions, that's far more meaningful and impactful on the planet Earth. That was extremely dumb.
Can I rebut that? Can I?
I'll let you respond, and then we'll carry on, because we're getting dumb again. Go ahead.
The reason for that is that because of things maybe like social media, people are home more. They may not engage as much. Like, young people are having less sex, but they're stigmatizing people that have sex less. So people like us who do sex work, the reason it matters for us is just because they're having less sex, but the social attitudes on putting a scarlet letter on us is not going in conjunction with their behavior. And that's why it matters, because if you're asking sex workers about social attitudes and those becoming more conservative, just because people are having less sex, it doesn't mean they're morally condemning sex anymore. Okay.
Fantastic. Did we let you speak on that one, or you're
I'd
good?
Agree with that. Like, I think the thoughts of the culture is more important, because it's about like widening the choices that people can make rather than just the choices themselves.
Fantastic. Okay, fascinating. And we could go back and forth on this particular one. I think it's an interesting debate. We won't go forward on it, because we could have an entire session just on that. Because, for example, we could look at Afghanistan just as a single country and talk about the culture there and say, has it become more or less conservative?
Well, I thought we were talking about the West. So if you want to go globally, we can have a different discussion.
Don't bring up globally. You know, you don't know what that word means. You know, you don't know what that word means. Goddamn. You know, you
the word. You don't know what it means.
But I do want to acknowledge that in this particular case, I think there's merit to both sides, and it actually can be debated. Whereas some other things that we talk about, like, for example, when I asked you, like, what's the one thing about the pornography on the phone that's just so problematic, and you didn't pin down something, I think your arguments were flimsy, whereas I think in this case you actually have something to stand on, and I actually appreciate what you said. So thank you very much for sharing that with us.
You're very welcome.
That was insightful. Carrying on to the next piece. Oh, are you caught up there?
Shout out to Chris J. Jazmen Jafar just said, quoted, "The simps in your audience are going to subscribe. She hates her subscribers, and if anyone does subscribe, you might hate yourself."
Well, your audience, I don't like.
Yeah. And I just also want everyone who does subscribe to know that we also hate you and we wish death upon you. Carrying on, go ahead.
Satar's third element, the one on my right has a chance for peace and to be a good woman because she is a follower. The one on my left will bring the draw but end up empty. Peace to the saints.
Peace to the saints. Who said that?
Satari's third element.
Sardi, you have been fooled. Don't you ever be fooled. It's the most dangerous thing is to be fooled by these individuals.
Are you on the left?
I don't know. It doesn't matter because you're both the same. It doesn't matter. They're both the same. You have been fooled if you think that because she's less verbose that she's a better person. They have the same thinking, the same behavior. They're friends. Birds of a feather flock together. They believe the same things. She might be less disagreeable verbally, but you're not going to change her mind. That's what happens to a lot of men. And a lot of these guys who call themselves red pill, and I'm disgusted by the red pill just as much as you guys. I think it's ridiculous and disgusting. But these RP guys, when they're debating these girls, like, when you get 50, you're going to regret this. They're trying to essentially save a hoe. They're trying to convert them to different behavior.
Wait, you're not ready.
I know that these broads are not going to change. And my goal is not to change their behavior because a tiger never changes its stripes. My goal is to marginalize them and limit their influence and keep them broke.
That's definitely not working. But also, I just have a question. So you're not red pill. You don't identify as red pill.
I think it's a ridiculous concept.
So, like,
not
you
at
don't
all.
agree with like
I've never
Rolo
once
Michael,
said
like,
that.
One-sided open.
I've never once said that I'm red pill my entire life.
But you just said so you disagree. With
I
Rolo
think red
and
pill
Fresh
is rubbish
and
it's silliness.
So you disagree with like Myron Gaines. And
I never said that. I said I think red pill is rubbish and it's silliness.
The red pill. Okay,
yeah.
Just don't want to. You're scared, but okay.
No, I just said that red pill is nonsense. I've always said that.
It's
and
like
what you're saying
disgusting,
is,
right?
do you disagree with Rolo and Myron? Well, if I were to say no, I don't, or yes, I do, that would, according to your language, that would be a global condemnation or a global agreement.
Well, then
which is not true. So there you go.
With the red
Boom.
pill.
Now you know what global
did a
means. I hit you again.
Disagreement with the red pill, so that's why.
No, I said the red pill is rubbish, and this is why I say it's rubbish. Number one, it's rubbish because it's not programmatic. It does not actually tell men what to do that's going to change the society. They'll complain about alimony. They'll complain about child support. They'll complain about the courts.
Myron doesn't tell men what to do?
Are you going to listen or are you going to interrupt?
First, but as long as
we're good. We're good. It's fine. You don't actually want to hear anything. Anyway, shout out to Frank. He writes, big homie, did you ever get back the the humongous amount of money that the failed police system tried to steal from you last year? Peace to the saints. No, I have a court case next month. It'll be fascinating. Oh, actually, I can't talk about any of this now that I recall. I can't talk about any of it. Lawyers' orders. Anyway, shout out to Carter. He writes, peace of the saints, left a question in the Patreon comments. Please send it to the email below. We got a fast moving show. You all caught up there?
Stop playing Trey for the Master Communicator course speech we have to write. Will the topic be our choice?
Yes. But if I don't like the topic, I am going to change it. The goal to being a truly skilled person is for you to be able to, and I know you know about this given some of your work, is, you know, if you have a task as a speech writer, you might not even believe in the thing you're trying to forward. And so we want to make sure that you're operating using the best in communication. So if your topic is I might change it.
And then Showtime, as a practicing Sunni Muslim with 2 sisters, this makes me quite sad. Her dad and brothers will be questioned on the day of judgment, which is nearing.
Okay, you can go ahead and forward that to your brothers and your father that the gentleman says they will be judged. And I'm guessing he's saying they're going straight to the hellfire is my guess. What do you think?
With me.
For sure. You'll be holding hands in the hellfire. Absolutely. That's my guess. Fantastic. I think you also claim that you were raised in a Muslim household as well.
Culturally Muslim.
Culturally, that's more accurate. Thank you. Beautiful. Another question is, so I don't know. I just learned of you when you came on here. So this is my introduction to you. Obviously, we've talked before, and I don't know precisely what your connection is to Destiny, but people refer to you as Destiny's Girls. And so I do have a question, not directly related to him, but, you know, some of his experiences. And I'd love to get your opinion. So he recently was divorced by Melina, his ex-wife, I guess you can call her. And a lot of the internet is saying that she was a gold digger. Forever being with him just because he's not an attractive person. And they're saying she was with him for the money because a guy who looks like him and sounds like him could never get a decent girl. That's part one. What are your thoughts on that? And I realize, just preface, they do business with him. So what are your thoughts on that?
No business with him.
Right.
I think he's my friend, but
he's your friend.
What is the question?
Do you think that a guy who looks like Destiny could get a woman on the caliber of Melina?
Yeah. I do.
Based on who he is, if he was not famous at all.
He's very charismatic.
Just real quick, if he was not famous at all and he just like worked at Starbucks.
Yeah, he's very charismatic. He has high emotional intelligence. Yes. He's not like socially retarded like you. Like there's a lot of things that I would think that, yeah.
Okay, very good.
I think worked at Starbucks, maybe not, but I don't think he had to be a millionaire to pull her for sure.
What if he worked at...
Didn't she leave him for somebody who's like not like basically works at Starbucks? So yeah, clearly, how did he get her?
That's a very good point.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. So okay, and do you think that she was using him for his money?
No,
not at all.
No.
Okay, did she ask him for $100,000 after the breakup?
I don't know anything about.
Yeah, he said that she asked him for more than $100,000 after the breakup. What do you think?
I mean,
would that be an indication that she was there for the money?
She paid a lot of. Didn't she pay like all the rent that she was supposed to pay? Didn't she go to the bank and pay him back for like tax stuff? He has
very good. You guys are staying on message. I like that. I like that. Have either of you ever cheated?
Nope.
Have you ever had a boyfriend?
Yep.
Really? Oh yeah, they tell me that you said you're a virgin. Okay. Wait, did you like?
I'm wondering why it's a little laggy. What was the question?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, she's a virgin. I don't know. It's her.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm definitely not.
I wish we had a lie detector test in this bitch right now. I swear to God. Oh yeah, you're bisexual as well because they said or at least that's what they've said that you're bisexual. Here, let me see. Here we go. Quote: Farha, is that the right pronunciation?
Farha, yeah.
Okay. Farha claims she's a virgin, yet degrades herself for $10 a month on OnlyFans. What's the point in saving yourself, yet partaking in such a filthy hobby?
I love this question because
you love it.
It's why
you're welcome.
It's partly why I do OnlyFans is because I'm not a virgin for purity or preserving myself for like the male gaze. It's because I personally just am picky and I just don't want to fuck anyone right now. And I like that it breaks people's brains because they can't understand like a woman wanting to be a virgin out of her own volition.
Sure. Is your hymen unbroken? You're looking at her. It's your hymen. Is your hymen unbroken?
I would assume it's intact, but I don't know. You can break it as a child, like horseback riding.
Horseback riding. That's always the example is horseback riding every time. Fantastic. Okay, carrying on.
A lot of people are born without it.
A lot of people.
Maybe not a lot.
A lot.
A good
okay,
amount.
More lies. Okay,
or break it.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
Tampons.
Yeah, I don't. Do virgins use tampons? That's fascinating. Curious. This question, so I went through all the questions that the fans had put together, and some of them I had to delete. I was like, that's not so interesting, or you guys get asked this all the time. I imagine there's a lot of things people commonly ask you, but this one I thought was actually quite funny. And let me know if you think this is funny. They write, quote, "From your perspective, ladies, how can the assassin do better to help men become great men in this modern era?"
How can what?
How can we, people on my side, do better to help?
What do you
men?
mean? What's your side? Because it's not right.
Everything that I do.
Fake companies?
Yeah, right. How do we help men become better? By the way,
maybe start real companies?
At some point, the joke has to be funny. Like, you keep sticking with it. Like, it has to hit.
Hilarious.
Like, when I was saying the global thing, that shit was hitting. That shit was hitting.
To
but this ain't
you.
hitting. It's not hitting. It's not hitting. I'll laugh.
I mean, you're asking me a question about
But
what
go
you
ahead.
could do differently. I think doing the things that you pretend to do would be a good start.
Very good. And you're going to keep with the lies. It's very good. How about you? What do you think?
I'm not fully sure, like, what you promote. Like, can
Sure.
you tell me a bit, like, what
Very
you
good.
espouse to your audience?
Very good. You seem to be more reasonable. I don't know if it's maybe I've not hurt your feelings. You know, you might not have feelings. That's also possible. But you seem to ask smart questions. I like it. I think it's just the honesty. You use your real name and things like that. I think it's the honest, like, it just, not that you're an honest person, but it's a higher level of honesty. I think that's really the root of it. Anyways, one of the things that's most important to me, because you had mentioned that a lot of guys that consume your content and engage with you are lonely. And I agree wholeheartedly. In fact, I think there's clinical levels of loneliness and immaturity in the society. One of my big pushes is to organize people in person. So all around the planet Earth, we have sections of the Assassin where they get together and do a number of things that are productive, friendship-based. And one of the chief things is exercise. Health is hugely important to me, not consuming intoxicants, and spreading those basics in physical health that help you achieve, have a foundation for achieving greater things in mental health.
I would say those are all great solutions. I support all of that. I guess the one caveat would be probably not to promote calling girls whores, because I feel like hate is right next to horniness. And when you teach men,
hate is next to horniness.
100%.
Okay.
I think when you're, enraging your audience to call girls like us whores, I think you are kind of also riling them up to go consume porn and just be more like violent, aggressive.
So you think that? Can you ask them if if we're getting grainy on the stream, if the stream is still clear video? Put a 1 in the chat if the stream is coming in still clear and sharp HD. This is a fascinating, and I appreciate you sharing that. And I can tell that that's a sincere note from you. And no one wants to be called a whore. But the ironic thing is that even whores don't want to be called a whore.
I'm not even saying it from like personal feelings.
I hear you.
I don't have feelings.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in terms
Damn,
of
sure said I don't have feelings. I said that shit a little while ago. I had a feeling she didn't have feelings.
I
don't. Fucking sociopath over here. But anyways, here's the thing, love. Is there a such thing as a whore?
I think the crass informal definition would be a girl who sells their body. Yes, but I think
damn, you're good. So you said the definition of a whore, meaning the true meaning of the word, is a woman who sells her body.
It's an outdated definition.
Do you sell your body?
I sell photos and images.
Do you sell your body?
I think a person who sells photos of a car isn't selling cars, so no.
Okay, a person who sells photos of a car, who the fuck does that?
No, I'm just saying you wouldn't say
who
that.
the fuck sells photos of a car?
I'm saying if I sold
you be
you
going to you be going to the metaverse on
no,
this.
I'm just
This
saying
is
if
crazy.
I sold you a photo of a Lamborghini, you wouldn't say I sell Lamborghinis.
Who sells photos of cars?
You understand my point.
Where can I go to
Can
buy
you
a
follow
car
the
photo?
syllogisms?
No, I follow you being an escape artist. You're the greatest escape artist since El Chapo. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
But do you understand what I'm saying? That you're saying sell my body because you're trying to.
I think that you're a whore who doesn't want to be called a whore, and that's the problem in today's society. No one wants to be called what they really are. Like, for example, let me tell you the difference. Like, you just defined the whore, which is a woman who sells her body. You actually do sell your body, the textbook definition, yet you don't want to be called under your true name. But the difference is when you have someone like her, she'll even try to put a term on someone where there's no evidence, and the evidence is there, and then you try to say the definition is wrong. It's obsolete. No, it's not obsolete. What? It's not a banana. There's no expiration date. It's not milk. It doesn't spoil. What are you talking about?
Has a definition if you look it up, but it'd probably be outdated and inappropriate to.
It's not outdated. It's only when you're dealing with newspeak. This was written about by George Orwell. When you have persons like you who are the scum of society, the dregs, and you want to convince everyone else that you're normal. Why? So you can feel included, so you don't go through more mental turmoil knowing that you're different in a bad way. And so you have to reorganize the whole society, including their morality. But because people have a natural sense of right and wrong, you got to force them. That's why earlier you said that you need to be able to control the content that kids consume at school on their phones, when really we should teach them morality instead of force.
Okay.
And you would think someone like you who's about liberation, sexual liberation, would believe that globally. You don't know what that word is. I'll tell you later. But you only believe it when it benefits you. You want to redefine words when you can redefine yourself out of being what you are, which is a whore.
It's about you look at the culture, you look at outdated lexicon. People typically don't use whore in the same fashion they used to. People don't use the word Negro in the same fashion they used to. And you wouldn't give the whole.
What was the second one though? I didn't hear the second one. What was the second one?
You wouldn't give the same.
What was the second word?
I justified
no, what was the second word? I didn't hear you. I didn't
hear.
Negro.
Okay. You wouldn't give the same whole speech if I said, "You're a Negro, aren't you?" What do you?
I am a Negro.
But if I were to say,
no, let's get with it.
Probably have a reaction to that.
Let's get after it, baby.
In talking about
tell me, say you are a Negro.
The same way a bunch of men will
tell me. We're gonna play. We're gonna do it.
You would probably have the same
let's see who lives in reality. No, let's get in reality, baby.
Why can't we call you a Negro?
No, let's get in reality.
We're in reality.
Tell me, say you are a Negro, and then I'll tell you you are a whore. Let's see how we react. Go, tell me, hit me.
I'm not gonna do that.
No, tell me.
I'm not gonna subscribe
to
like crass, outdated.
Here's the thing.
Just to match your low grade energy.
Here's the thing, love. I am a Negro, and you are a whore. And I'll tell you why. Because if you want to use the word Negro, it's referring to a group of people who share features. And if you were to use that term, however obsolete it may be, it's still a real word. And if that term means that I am a descendant of those who were victim of the transatlantic enslavement, also known as the Mayafa, yes, I'm a Negro. And if I said you were a whore, I would be accurate in saying you are a whore because I am rightly categorizing you with women who sell their bodies. You are a prostitute. In fact, just a high-tech prostitute, but still a prostitute. And you would not be known by a different name. It's just a fact. Why you can't deal with the truth?
If a podcast of white men corralled black men on here to be like, "You're a Negro, aren't you?" over and over, would you just think that their intention was to educate them on a definition?
No. So here's the difference. If we were on a podcast and a bunch of white guys say, "You're a Negro, aren't you?" I say, "Yes." Then we can move on. But if I keep denying it, then yeah, it's a discussion because it's ludicrous, because I'm denying something that's obviously true.
No, I mean, half this conversation, you would say, and
I tell you this, if you want to say the N-word with the hard word, if you want to say the N-word with the hard R,
listen, you're just a dumb Negro, you'd probably have a visceral reaction.
I would say I'm not dumb, but if you feel that way, it's fine. It doesn't bother me.
Like you're using the word whore in an
if you want to use the N-word with the hard R, I will also say yes.
You're a dumb whore. So my point is, you're not using the word whore neutrally, and you'd probably have
that's a description. That's a job description.
You on and saying you're a dumb Negro to have your point.
No, listen. There's two important things. So number one, that was a job description. Calling her a dumb whore, that's not an insult. It's a job description. That's actually what she is.
Dumb Negro.
Furthermore,
the same energy if I were to call you a dumb Negro.
I love that you're bringing that up because what it tells me. No, I'm going to tell you why I really enjoy it, because this always happens when you find that you can't defeat someone. No, 1 second, love. The fake laughing, please. It's getting old.
No, I love it.
When people cannot defeat you, especially if you're an articulate black guy, of which there are few, they always go to the race thing. And here's the funny thing: you found the wrong one. You found the wrong one. But I like it. No, listen.
Thank you so much.
1 second, love. 1 second.
Please, Gabriel.
So one thing I really appreciate is that you found the right one. If you wanted to call me an N-word with a hard R, I would say yes, that's correct. Correct. Carrying on.
If
it's the problem. Here's the difference.
N-word, would you have the same energy?
I mean, that's fine. I'll be, that's absolutely fine. I'll tell you why.
Would you think I have some sort of agenda? If I
it doesn't
was white
matter.
And I brought you on podcast,
it doesn't matter.
Every 2 sentences, what do you know? You're
Listen,
a dumb N-word.
I'm not. Here's the difference. You're offended when I call you a whore because you're a whore and you don't like the truth.
I'm not offended.
And you don't like the truth. If you call me an N-word, I don't care because I don't feel like I'm a valueless black object. I don't feel that way.
So do you think black people are wrong? So do you think black people are wrong for not wanting to be called dumb Negroes?
It doesn't matter what they feel. Black people's biggest issue is not being called the N-word. Their biggest issue is not racism. Their biggest issue is poor education and low income.
You're pivoting.
So call me an N-word. I please say you are a dumb N-word. Hard R, please hit me.
I'm good. I'm not going to ruin my career on the Singing Center podcast.
Oh, but that's how you feel. There's nothing wrong with that.
Did I say that's how I feel?
That's how you feel. There's nothing wrong with that.
You're not using the word.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You're charging it up.
There's nothing wrong with that.
If I were to say you're a dumb Negro,
that's why you bring that up, because that's meaning to you. Like if I was a white guy, would you say, how would you feel if I called you a dumb Negro? You wouldn't. You wouldn't, right? You bring it up because I'm a black guy and you think it has meaning, and I'm telling you it has no meaning.
You're calling me a whore over and over and saying, why? Isn't that the definition? I said it's informal, it's outdated.
It's the true definition, and you don't like it. We're going to carry on. You're hurt. You don't want the truth. You don't want the truth.
Why don't you address my analogy? If I were to sell pictures of a Lamborghini, am I selling
No one buys pictures.
Oh my God, can you not engage with the hypothetical?
You're a prostitute. You're a high-tech prostitute. That's what I'm telling you. You're saying that because I don't sell my body on the streets,
you don't know
I'm not a prostitute.
You're
a high-tech prostitute. That's all there is. You're a high-tech prostitute. That's all there is.
To your own emotions and not actually.
Oh, emotions! Please stop. You don't want to be a whore.
No, I feel, bro. I'm
really excited about being.
Do I seem offended? My eyebrows have not moved this entire.
That's Botox. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's Botox. She can't make any faces. That's why I don't know why. I don't know how she really feels. She's a sociopath with Botox. I'm confused out here. Goddamn. Anyways,
if I was a sociopath, why would I need the Botox to hide my
You're a sociopath. That's why you're able to do OnlyFans and take all the you're able to take all the social sanction. It's an amazing thing.
Is a person who sells photos of a car selling cars.
It's an amazing thing.
Engage with it.
This is what he does when he doesn't have an answer.
You are a prostitute.
You are a Negro. And if I sold pictures of a Lamborghini, am I selling Lamborghinis?
I enjoyed that. I also like how you guys said it in unison. I wish you were damn near wearing like a
cloak.
No, like the outfit of like a slave master's wife. That would be kind of entertaining, but you'd need to be a little bit more pure, because I think you'd probably be called a Negro too during that same time, right? Got him. Anyways, carrying on.
He's like, you're a Negro whore.
Got him. Anyways, carrying on. No, actually, that's a good point. They would call you a Negro whore. Do you realize that? You realize
I don't think they would call me a Negro.
Oh, someone doesn't know who they are. That's fascinating. Do you think you're white? Are you white?
No, there's no. Do you see the world? Is
there any spectrum between white and
Asians, Negroes?
Listen.
Do they call Native Americans?
So I have a question. One second.
Do they call Latinos?
Let's see how much you know.
Am I Negro?
Were you born in this country?
Okay.
I want to real quick. Were you born in this country? Were you born in this country?
Of a product, am I selling that?
Do you think that 80 years ago in America, you wouldn't be called an N-word?
And would I?
I don't think I'd be called an N-word. No.
You'd be white.
Maybe like a sand N-word.
Categorically in America, would you be white or would you be colored? An N-word.
Is this the way you think?
No, I want to know.
Is your thinking this?
You're so dumb. We're talking about American history. You see, I'm asking you, 80 years ago in this country, would you be drinking at the white water fountain or the colored water fountain? I want to see if you're on the planet Earth. Which water fountain would you be at? The white one or the colored one?
Does that mean that I'd be called a Negro?
Yes, you would. Because to a white person, if you are not a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant during that era, you are an N-word.
So am I a Negro?
So real quick,
would you be?
Just answer. You seem bothered. Would you drink at the water fountain for the whites or the color? Just a simple question. Simple question. Are you drinking at the white water fountain or the colored water fountain? 80 years ago.
Probably the colored one.
Okay, thank you.
Does that mean I'd be called a Negro?
We're done here. That's very good.
Am I a Negro? I really want to know.
Very good.
Stay in center. Am I a Negro?
You are a mongrel, but I think you'd probably be able to pass as white, but you are a mongrel.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's clearly there's more nuance than between white.
No, there's not, because she clearly has more melanin than you. You are pale. You are a pale mongrel. You would not be accepted as a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Would I be the white?
She'd be drinking out of the white water fountain because categorically she would be categorized as a white person. You'd be categorized as a colored person.
Be categorized as a white person. I feel like
people confuse us all the time.
But also,
no, she's a mongrel, so she would not be looked well upon. But yeah, she'd be categorized as white.
Answer my question: if someone sells photos of a car, are they selling a car?
No.
Okay, if I sell photos of my body, am I selling my body?
Yes.
Okay, why? Explain. Explain. That's
I like
a big laugh.
I like that. Because you are a high-tech prostitute. That's why.
Okay, so actually give an actual answer.
One thing I do want to talk about with you ladies, because you're OnlyFans creators, and I think that, and I don't know if you're doing well or not. I actually think you're broke. I think you make very little money.
Okay.
Why would you make very little money?
You just,
She's like a Persian 11 out of 10.
I make very little money, guys.
It doesn't matter what the truth is, because we're just making up things. Now, as you guys are broke OnlyFans creators, which is why you go on this podcast circuit, constantly traveling. I think that people look at you and
money, we're traveling.
Yes, because you're broke. I think people look at you, and the young girls who, similar to yourselves, are dim-witted and talentless and lazy and immoral. They think maybe, like those girls, instead of working at Starbucks, which is where I should really work, according to my merit, maybe I can make a buck if I put on some silly glasses and show my butthole. So I think the problem is that they're misinformed, because the data indicates that the overwhelming majority of people on OnlyFans are making not enough money to live on.
I would never advise my audience to go into OnlyFans. Like I've said that before, just because
your audience are dudes. So you're saying you wouldn't advise women.
My TikTok is 70% women.
Oh, okay. You're not talking about your OnlyFans audience. You're just saying your audience globally. Got you. Go ahead.
Yeah, in general, I wouldn't prescribe my audience to go into OnlyFans. Like I was already sitting on 2 million followers. I knew exactly how much I could make. I knew I could potentially retire off of it. And I knew I was already doing content creation for life, basically. But I wouldn't prescribe that to my audience, because the average creator makes like $100. And I'm in this current climate,
$100 per month or per annum?
Per month. And during this climate, I don't think we're there yet where it won't hinder your job prospects. So I wouldn't advise it to my audience.
So on average, if women are making $100 now, moving forward, even if the culture lets up and becomes more permissive, corrupt, then the market will be more saturated, and it will push down income, not only for that average one who's making 100, but also
if it won't hinder job prospects, then it's fine. Because if you won't lose your job,
we're not talking about that. We're not
if you won't lose your job, we'll also make an extra 50 a month.
You shouldn't do
also,
YouTube,
you're saying they should do
on
it.
Average that much too.
You're saying they should do it as a supplemental thing.
No, I was saying, let's say we're in a culture where you could do it as a supplementary thing without losing your primary source of income. Then I think that'd be fine if you're only making like 50 to 100 a month. But right now, it's not worth risking a career for only 50 to 100
exactly.
a month.
I agree with that 100%.
One of the things I find fascinating is this metaphor that we've had in the culture, which is the concept of selling your soul. And so as a capitalist, you say, well, what is the price of your soul? And when I think of the soul, I think of it being like you enduring spiritual damage and breaking things that you cannot unbreak, your reputation, all these other things. Is it worth anyone's soul to make $100 a month, even if the culture is permissive?
Well, I think that depends on what harms your soul. So it depends. Like for me, it doesn't hurt my soul. Let me finish.
You ain't got one.
I don't think it doesn't hurt my soul in order to put my body on the internet. But I run my page, as everyone on the internet knows, I'm kind of famous for running my page in a way where I'm making actually less money because it violates my ethics. If I pretended that I ran companies,
what do you mean by that part?
I don't hire chatters. So I literally have 450. I can pull it up right now. I have 450 unread.
Every OnlyFans girl will tell you that they respond to you. Them individually responds to you.
I mean, this is pretty well known on the internet. This is why some of my fans I have multiple
people working for me responding to you, and I don't get paid to respond. So how they do it, I don't know.
So
how do they do it?
You find my ethics.
Their people are lonely, and they come to them for engagement. Yeah, my people don't come to me for that level of engagement and connection, and I got to hire people to respond. How do they manage to respond? They're lying to you. They have people doing this on their behalf, and it's mostly guys. It's mostly men.
Okay.
It's mostly men responding to you jack off artists.
434 unread messages that no one's
responding to. You need to hire an additional person.
No, I don't have anybody. But it would hurt my soul to lie and say I started a company when I didn't.
You're a liar. You're lying constantly.
Things hurt our souls. That's all.
You're lying constantly. So your lips are lying. All this makeup is lying.
Is this where you've pivoted
Everything's
to
lying.
Like somebody does
what are you talking about?
What
are you talking about? Everything about you's a lie.
Okay.
What are you talking about? Your nails are a lie. Everything's a lie. Your waist is a lie. Everything's a lie. What are you talking about?
Waist is a lie. First you said my boobs are a lie.
Everything's a lie.
Someone pulled a clip where he's like, your boobs are clearly fake.
Everything's
and then also
a lie.
the screenshot of him being like, actually, I was wrong. Your boobs
Everything's
are real.
a lie.
Wait, how is someone's waist a lie?
Anyway.
It just means you look good.
Yeah,
but he doesn't want to simp.
Stop.
That's him simping when he says your looks are a lie.
Stop.
You like my waist?
No, I love to compliment women. I just don't like fake things. You see, the thing is, I like authenticity. I don't like things that are fake.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You lied last time.
Stop
I'm going to post the DMs of him simping for me.
Post those DMs.
Yeah.
Don't forget to send them the dick pic too. Don't forget. Share all the DMs.
You didn't send me a dick pic, but you had
share all the DMs.
Yeah, I will.
All of them.
I will.
All right. Anyway, so you all think that if a woman could potentially make just $100 a month, it's still worth her trying out OnlyFans? Or you say, hey, sis.
We just said, okay, so for instance, someone said I want to be
I'm talking
a
about
YouTuber.
today.
If
today.
someone wanted to be a YouTuber
Okay.
right now, I'd say, okay, you may make extra $100 a month, but you're not, the chance that you're going to be very successful is low. Same thing with OnlyFans. However, because of what she said very clearly,
YouTubing and OnlyFans is the same thing. That's crazy because my mom would create a YouTube account in a jiffy.
Literally what she
in a jiffy.
She spent 10 minutes explaining to you.
You guys keep taking your dirty things and comparing it to something clean. Don't take your dirty thing and compare it to something clean.
No,
take your dirty thing and compare it to something dirty.
I don't think he understands
I had a
English.
roommate who's an influencer, and she's very Republican, has a lot of like conspiratorial opinions. She told me she wants to start a podcast where she talks about them. You probably wouldn't consider that a dirty thing to be like super, super conservative. But I told her right now in the climate, it's probably not worth it because she'll hinder your job prospect. I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with freedom of speech or expressing that, but I would still advise her against it unless she knows she can bank off of it. And I didn't think her audience was big enough to where she'd see that type of ROI to where it's worth it. Does that make sense?
So when you're making a decision, you want to look at what the opportunity cost is. And right now, the opportunity cost for doing something like OnlyFans, depending on what other job prospects you have available to you, could be really hindering. However, if that is not the case in the future, or with certain things like it's not the case, like being a YouTuber, I would say go for it. Very simple. We've explained this to you twice now.
Okay, so in summary, after all those words, you're saying don't do it.
Sure.
Thank you. That's all we needed. Thank you. Carl writes, flame these hoes. Sir, yes, sir.
There are a lot of
George
people that I would
writes,
tell to do
tuition.
it. Yeah.
Y'all can't never answer questions simple. I said to the average woman. Anyways, Johnny writes, peace of the saints, time to cook. Shout out to the ballers. Gio writes, excuse me, here we go. Let's start this off right. Peace of the saints, big homie. Hope all is well. Appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones. Hit me with the super chats.
Sorry to use third element. I love how the conversation turned to the girl on the right. Love it. None of the above 101. Who the duck sells pictures of cars? Anyways, I got to incorporate the fake and the laughter and the parroting that the lawyer has mastered. I'll be killing it globally.
Globally. Always globally in a real way. You caught up?
Yep.
Fantastic. Folks, send in your comments, questions as we wind down here. We do want to respect the fact that these ladies have some tricks to get to, right? This is Vegas. I'm sure they have some dates lined up that they will be compensated well for. Okay. Some fat hairy Armenian dude in the Bellagio right now, waiting on these nice young ladies. God damn it. We can't waste their time. But one thing I do want to do is give a couple notes for the women who are watching, because I think that you do bring up one meaningful point, which is that if you go into this and you fail at it, you do want to be able to get another job. But I guess for women, there's always a safety net. There's always a sugar daddy. There's always some idiot who will finance you. Now, he's generally not going to be very appealing or attractive, but you can live off of him at the very least. But if you don't want to live off of a fat, ugly dude, let me give you guys some numbers. Over 2.1 million creators on OnlyFans, and shout out to OnlyFans. They're doing all right. 2.1 million creators. That's just creators, not consumers. That's extraordinary. With earnings ranging from, this is per month, $100 to $180. That's wild. But that was the average. And we know mathematics, you don't want to use the average. Sometimes you want to use a different measure because the average can be not a good representation. What metric do you want to use instead of the average?
I think you look at the person's, like, I don't want to give general advice to everyone. I want to look at the person.
Okay. So I'm saying instead of the average in
mathematics,
mathematics, what measure do you want to use to find out? Because you mentioned studies and data.
Wait.
Instead of the average,
what's used to do what?
Okay, so for example, if you're looking at housing prices sometimes, and you have a neighborhood where there's one house that's very expensive and one that's very cheap.
OnlyFans? What is the question?
I'm saying when you're looking at a data set and you want to figure out what will be most typical,
that doesn't. But that's
instead of using the average, what mathematical measure should you use instead of the average?
It's not. I wouldn't say.
Just keep making eye contact with me. Don't look at anything else. Since you're so smart, what would you use instead of the average?
I would not say that.
What would you use instead of the average? The median. God damn it! I knew you were the smarter one. You are dumb as a box of rocks, and you're pretending to be smart. Okay. You are not smart. Okay. Don't you ever try to act like you have anything on me. It's ludicrous. Okay. The median. Thank you. You got a good education. I don't know where you grew up. God damn it. You grew up in poverty or some shit. You went to black schools. God damn. Yeah, your mama was on Section 8. Where did you grow up? Amazing. Yeah, the median. You don't even know basic fucking mathematics. That's 8th grade shit right there. That's 8th grade shit. Stop pretending. Anyways, don't you ever disrespect me. You're unworthy. Now, so the average person on OnlyFans earns between 100 to 180 per month, but that's on average, which is not the best measure. A better measure would be Now I want you to say it now.
What's the question?
God damn it. She still don't know. It's the what? Go ahead, baby. Show it off. Show it off. You know it. Go ahead. Show it off. Show the intelligence. Go ahead. Show that good upbringing. Go ahead. We know.
I went to a second-rate school.
No, it's okay, baby. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us, what is the mathematical measure we need? The median. Thank you, love. We would really need to look at the median. And it turns out if you look at the median, most women on OnlyFans are not even earning $100, which is to say they could not afford, after a whole month of work, they could not afford to go to a nice restaurant in Las Vegas, Nevada. After a whole month of exposing themselves on the internet with images, pornographic images that will be immortalized and forever there to degrade you and sully your family name.
I think there are a lot of idle accounts. A lot of people create accounts. I don't think it's possible.
You don't know what a median is. You can't talk right now. You have to wait until we get off of this topic.
This is literally the point.
You don't comprehend
is that
on this
how
one.
many women who are actually posting daily on OnlyFans and then get the median there, not people who just create accounts and then don't do anything with them. That's a better metric.
That would be a good point if you understood what a median is. But being that you don't understand what a median is, I know that you don't.
Do you want me to explain it to you? Do you want me to explain what a median is?
No, don't try.
You don't want to give me the opportunity to show off my smarts. I can tell you right now what a median is. I can give you an example and everything.
I do have a question for you to pull on your intelligence. Do you think that OnlyFans girls are more likely to be less competent than a woman of the same age?
I think because of the stigmatization of OnlyFans, it's going to attract people who like I think I'm an anomaly in that I just would enter.
You're the smart one, right?
No, I'm an anomaly in the sense with my background and my privilege. A lot of women wouldn't want the stigma and they wouldn't want to enter something where they're going to be like sitting across from you, but like I don't mind. So
this is not OnlyFans. You're doing this. This has nothing to do with OnlyFans.
What I mean is like this kind of thing just shows that I'm the type of person that's going to put myself in situations that a lot of other people
that are embarrassing
because of the stigma of it. Just like if being a hairdresser was super stigmatized and everyone would like there would be a lot of people in society who wouldn't like you, that would obviously attract people who may not have as many other prospects available to them. So I would say OnlyFans probably compared to the average woman is more likely to get the underprivileged would be more likely to gravitate towards it than let's say being a lawyer, because that requires different
That's a very feminine answer instead of saying yes or no. You've given me a long explanation. I appreciate that.
Too many words for you?
No, it's just that when I asked you what the mathematical measure is, when I asked you what the mathematical measure is, you didn't know. And the good answer would have been just like, I don't know. And as an honest person, when someone asks me something and I don't know the answer, I would just say, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that
you don't know what your IP is then?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
See, I don't know. Okay. There it goes. See, that's how you do it.
IP.
Fantastic. What do you think?
You said, is the average OF girl likely to be less competent, like less skilled than
her parallel who's not an OF girl?
I don't know. I'd say neither.
Why are you trying to copy me? She's
no,
like
not.
that.
Are you saying like a successful OnlyFans girl or just anyone who makes
on
an
average?
Account?
Now we're moving from the median to the average.
If they're able to make income off of it, I think they could potentially be more financially competent than the average girl. Yeah.
If they're able to actually make it work.
Yeah, because
but that's not the average OnlyFans girl, right?
Or some like marketing skills. Well, I said average OnlyFans girl, assuming they're successful enough that they don't need a second.
So then they're not average because the average OnlyFans girl is not successful at it.
OnlyFans girl, you make it sound like that's their primary income.
The average one that's on the platform has an account.
Just has an account.
Yeah. So that would be the one that's unsuccessful.
Then I don't know, but if they're an OnlyFans girl, that's their primary income, they're probably more financially competent, financially successful.
If that's their primary income, I actually agree with you, because at that point they would be, though in a dirty business, they would be an entrepreneur.
Wait, when you say
which takes some.
Do you mean financially competent?
There's no discovery on OnlyFans, so you have to like cross promote on like
globally
Reddit or another
platform.
Say that once more. I'm sorry. She interrupted.
No, I was just saying there's no discovery on OnlyFans. So in order to make it a primary source of income, you'd have to like cross promote or market on like podcasts or like a TikTok or Instagram.
Right.
So it's not just a matter of like just uploading pictures of your asshole.
Right.
In order to make it your primary income.
And that's why most of them are making $100 a month, because
they don't have a way to promote it.
Because they're not smart. Yes. Hit me.
St. Michael Goodwin. This was some mental gymnastics. Sarti's third element. Where is Bridget? This girl fumbles. Fire her. Thank you.
Damn. Whoa. God damn. Damn.
Nico blinks. Thank you. The definition of prostitution is someone who engages in sexual activity for payment. Posing nude in seductive fashion is in fact sexual activity. Keep the trash analogies, ma'am.
Whoa. Do you want to respond to that? No, well, since you're the smart one, let you respond first.
Go say for it.
This bitch dumb, boy.
I was thinking about
this bitch dumb.
Yeah, not listening is dumb. I was thinking about the Armenian at the Bellagio.
Her mind be going so damn slow. Repeat that slowly.
Thinking about the Armenian.
You repeat that slowly.
The definition of a prostitute is someone who engages in sexual activity for payment. Posing nude in seductive fashion is in fact sexual activity. Keep the trash analogies, ma'am. Cars are not human beings with societal
why I wasn't even something I said. Why would I answer that question?
Oh, that's too up here for
you. Are
you
asking me? Ask me the question.
Are you a prostitute? Is my question first, and then
I would say yeah. I just don't think I don't care. Yeah,
I appreciate that. Can you just say I am a prostitute?
I am a prostitute.
We're gonna be friends off camera. We're gonna be friends.
I know you tried last time, but no.
We're gonna be friends. You ain't delete that dick pic though, huh? She subscribed to my OnlyFans. Yeah, I got an OnlyFans with 1 subscriber right here. She be paying big money. You heard me? So subscribe to her shit so she can subscribe to mine because mine expensive. Anyways, are you a prostitute?
If that's actually the top definition, I thought the definition was someone who has sex in person.
No, it's
not just like e-sex.
It's not that we're considered prostitutes. I guess you have more accurate. I would say virtual prostitutes because that's the colloquial. I'd say that more aligns with what most people see as prostitutes. But I don't mind the difference between prostitute and whore is like derogatory.
You've heard the definition. Are you a prostitute?
Then yes, I am a prostitute and proud.
We have brought them a little closer to the truth. We've not brought them to Jesus. We have not brought them to the straight path, but we have brought them a little closer to the truth. And I don't think any podcast has ever done this before. So
we were never sensitive to the labels. We were just pushing back on how you were using
whore. You are sensitive to the labels.
Did I seem sensitive at all tonight?
Are you a whore?
No, according to the definition.
Damn it. There you go. Okay, carrying on. She a prostitute, but she not a whore. How's that work out?
Because whore's outdated.
How's that work out? Go ahead.
Reckley.
I need, we're gonna make 2 shirts real quick. We're gonna make a shirt. I am a Negro. And I'm gonna get her one that says I am a whore.
A Negro whore, because I would have drank out of the colored fountain.
That would be so damn funny. Would you wear it?
I would.
Listen, chat, goddamn it, chat, don't you fail me. You guys better remind me. I am a Negro whore shirt, and I'm sending her one. We're gonna get your P.O. box. I'm gonna have somebody reach out. We're gonna get your P.O. box. Do you want a white whore one or just whore?
White whore.
Mongrel whore does kind of have a ring to it. Yeah, mongrel whore. Very good. Okay, chat, do not let me down. This is good. And this is gonna tie in with your OnlyFans promotion. I'll make sure it's a crop top for you. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. Go ahead. For her.
I'm emaciated. I need a sweatshirt.
We just gonna get you a beanie. You get you a beanie. I'm a Negro whore. Okay, carrying on.
Reckley, yo, peace to the saints. Marquette, did you know that Jazmen Bimbo is a eugenics? Andrew Wilson exposed her and has been destroying her on debates.
Okay, do we want to? So the reason
says you're into eugenics.
So he asked me, should women get married sooner or wait? And I said that all our data indicates that waiting till you're 25 and over, especially if you can also be college educated, has better outcomes for marriage and for children. And he said, but Black women are less likely to go to college. So are you saying that Black women shouldn't have children? If you think that's a great argument, Andrew Wilson.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Okay.
So sure. If that's what being a eugenicist is, then I would give the same advice to all women, irrespective of their race. You should wait until you're probably 25, if possible, being educated before you get married and have children. That seems to be the best measure of success, both in marriage and having children, no matter what your race is.
Don't listen to people who are prostitutes. Carrying on.
We're good. Caught up.
Okay, fantastic. That was completely idiotic. And your peak physical health as a female in terms of birthing healthy children is not going to be later in life. Yes, so I highly recommend
want your children to thrive. So if you're just trying to pop out as many children as possible,
her definition of thriving has nothing to do with anything other than money.
16, then you should have as many children as you can, if that's what you want. If you want your children to actually be successful and have good outcomes, then you should wait. It's better to have 2 children.
Would you consider OnlyFans a good outfit or a fail?
If you want to have 2 children and have them actually accomplish things versus having 16 children,
would you consider OnlyFans a good outcome for your child?
Yes. I think being a multimillionaire at a very young age.
I didn't ask you that. I just asked you, do you consider OnlyFans to be a good outcome for your child?
Depending on how much money they made on OnlyFans.
Okay, so money is the measure of a good outcome for you. Understood. Now that's why you can't listen to this person. Thank you. Dwayne writes, Saint, I was referring to the last live. Okay. All right. sure what that means. You're gonna have to send that whole thing. I'm kind of lost there. Shout out to Charlie. He writes tuition. Truly appreciate it. Shout out to the real one supporting the work. And looks like we are caught up there. Fantastic. You're caught up too?
Yep.
Great. Let me knock out my last questions as we wind down. Okay. So again, from the fans, gentleman writes, Farha says, okay, I think I'd ask her that. I think it seems like his issue might be with the pricing model. Farha said she hasn't lost her virginity. I know I said this before, read this before. She hasn't lost her virginity because her standards are extremely high. Then why is her OnlyFans so cheap for others to consume? She's sick. You guys are sick. All right, just go ahead and answer that piece. Then we'll go
I
on.
think it's more invasive to have someone's dick inside of me than to simply look at photos of me. Yeah, I think that makes sense to a lot of people
Okay, fair enough.
who aren't childish. Yeah.
Fair enough. And when you say your standards are high,
I don't know if I said high, I said I'm picky. Is
Oh, I think you did use the
it's
word
an
picky.
invasive act, and you have to have a high level of attraction. To
you're
someone.
heterosexual?
I'm bisexual.
You're bisexual. Have you had sexual experience with females?
Mhm.
And you said you're raised in a Muslim family.
I know they're so.
Put my individual camera on. Is my individual camera on right now?
Do you think Muslims don't?
All right, go back to the widescreen. That was crazy. Amazing. Okay, and then the next question is hilarious. I'm going to ask both of you. Are you a good person?
I think I could do better, but not because I sell my body. I don't think that has anything to do with my goodness.
Can we do that over? I'm sorry. Start all over, both of us. Are you a good person?
Define good.
Thank you. Are you a good person?
Yeah.
Is my individual camera on right now?
Are you a good person?
They ain't asked me. Carrying on. In your AMA video, what is AMA?
Ask me anything.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I appreciate that. In your was that a podcast?
Is it for me or for her?
I don't know. Let me read the question. In your AMA video, you stated that you once considered, this is for you. In your AMA video, you stated that you once considered lesbianism. God damn, it's an ism to be a lesbian. I don't think
that was me then.
However, when Marquette asked previously, this is you, you said you've never had any inclination. How can you be trusted as a lawyer?
Okay, I've never said it. I've considered lesbianism. So that's just incorrect.
Okay, so this is what the person wrote, and the internet is undefeated. So I just want to make sure that we are getting your correct statement here.
Yes.
So you are stating that on the AMA video, which you said is the Ask Me Anything video, you never said you considered lesbianism.
Yes, I never said that.
You never said that.
No, I never said that.
Okay. So we have us both in this shot right now, right? Okay, fantastic. Just want to make sure, because if you did, we got to go back and clip that shit. You feel me? All right, cool. Anyways,
like when you said my boobs.
So you're not lying.
Wrong. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Anyways, how can you be a trusted lawyer? Well, she's not a lawyer. God damn it, she's not a lawyer. Fair enough. Anyways, next one is, have you ever considered, okay, got that one. Oh, this one I like right here. And you already lied about this, so I'll ask you, do you personally reply to all of your OnlyFans, or do you have others who collaborate with you to do it?
I do it myself, but I have someone help with like sending out the packages, like the content packages. But in terms of the conversation, I do it myself.
You're getting a little closer to the truth, but you're still lying. So I appreciate your effort to not be a flat out liar. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyways, carrying on. And I also like how you said I'm not. Can we just do that real quick? Because that was really fun. Can you tell me a blatant lie real quick? And then I'm going to say you're lying. And then I want you to say the same way, deadpan, I'm not. Okay.
You want me to tell a lie?
Yeah, let me think of a good lie for you. I want you to tell me that your coochie does not stink. And then I'm going to say you're lying. And you're going to say, I'm not
saying that.
All right. Carry on. All right. Fuck it. Carry on. Anyways, any regrets you have or things you would worry about with your lifestyle?
No.
No regrets. I figured as much.
I think we're both probably hesitant about like safety stuff, but other than that, I don't think we have any like moral qualms in life.
And I don't know if we regret anything. Like regrets is a weird word. With the amount of
regrets
money that we have both made, it's a weird word in like with safety.
Okay, and back to the money. With regards to the amount of money,
the only type of regret, I think that it's like, oh, if I hindered future opportunities and I didn't set myself up for retirement. But that's not the case. So that would be the only regret.
How much money have you made since you're very wealthy?
I make 7 figures a year. I'm not going to give you.
Okay, let me just count how many that is. That's a lot. So every year you make more than $1 million. Bottom line, not top line, but bottom line.
Yeah.
Are you a multimillionaire?
Like, do I have that? Well, also my parents are pretty well off, so I've always come from money. Now,
that's the thing that kind of fucks me up about you. That's how, like, it saddens me because, truth be told, when I observe people in certain professions, I'm kind of like, yeah, I get it. I'm not going to knock the hustle. You kind of got to do that. But folks like you, it's just like, damn, like you are actually a devil. You are actually a demon on earth. Like you did not have to do it, but you're like, you know what?
Yeah, I didn't want to wake
I'm a low person. I'm doing it. I don't need the money particularly. I'm doing it. Yeah. Sign me up. Yeah. That's crazy though. That's amazing.
That makes me demonic. Demonic.
Yeah. You were like the mid-tier person in high school, right? Like you weren't like very popular. Like you weren't voted, like you weren't like the beauty queen or homecoming queen or like voted best smile or anything like that, right? Like you were just like the mid-tier person in high school.
I was actually pretty popular in high school.
Yeah. What did they vote you in the yearbook?
I don't remember, like the yearbook.
Nothing. Okay, got you.
I don't think we even had.
I just want to see if there was evidence of you being what you say you are. Okay, there's nothing. Okay, carrying on. That's fine.
Where's the evidence of you having an
any
IP?
regrets? Any regrets? Again with the fake laugh. I love it though. Any regrets?
What's your evidence of your IP?
Any regrets you have or things you worry about with your lifestyle? I think there actually have to be some answers to this. If you think deeply, I know you guys are being defensive and you feel like I'm constantly attacking you. And you know what? You're right. I am attacking you. But on a sincere note, like, are there any regrets or things that you worry about with your lifestyle?
So my lifestyle is like, I'm pretty introverted. I stay home most of the time. If I'm not home, I don't drink or anything. I'm out. If I go out, I travel a lot. I see a lot of the world.
Do you travel by yourself?
Or with friends or with family. I travel all the time.
Oh, your family has not abandoned you?
No.
Your father knows about your OnlyFans.
Yeah.
How's he feel about it?
He doesn't like it, but he hasn't abandoned me.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's a better man than I am.
Oh, for sure.
Carrying on. I guess I couldn't say better because my daughter wouldn't be showing her butthole for money. I guess
the lifestyle I have is that I post stuff on the internet and make a ton of money. But in my day to day, I don't know what I would regret about traveling and
got you. So no regrets here. She's perfect. No regrets. Everything's going swimmingly. You can never believe someone like that. What about you?
No regrets, but the only moral concern I would have is that girls would think because I do it that they should do it if they're not in the same position as me. Like I wouldn't want girls to say like, oh, because Farha does OF, I want to start one because I think she's cool or something.
Yeah. Do you think that girls get that sense?
It'd be hard to gauge. I haven't gotten any DMs that say like, hey, if I got a DM from a girl that says like, do you think I should do OnlyFans? I typically say don't. Like I do say that.
You do spend time on your platform saying that. So because of that, I think that would deter somebody who maybe thought about it.
And that's also partly why I don't share my income, because I think people, if even I tell them socially, like my friends, my income, they'll hear it and be like, maybe I should start it, even if they have no platform. So that's why I don't say it publicly.
So you think the money would be alluring to them?
I think it would, yeah.
Yes, yes. It's a dangerous thing when we live in a society where our mentalities, because I actually love capitalism. I think making money is a phenomenal thing. I truly believe in business as a force for good, in fact. But when capitalism gets out of control and we have people who pursue profit at any cost, then we experience great problems in the society. And I think that OnlyFans generally is one of those places where you collect individuals who are pursuing profit at any cost, even the cost of their soul and their reputation and their family.
Can I ask why you see it as a detriment to the soul?
OnlyFans? Well, what about prostitution? Is prostitution a...
No, I'm asking from your purview.
Yeah, I'm saying, do you think prostitution is detrimental to the soul?
No.
Ah, I see. I see.
I don't think we have the same views of soul, so I guess I'm asking like...
Not at all. Because are you an atheist?
I'm agnostic, yeah.
So you don't believe in the soul?
Not necessarily. I just don't like when people just outline that just selling your photos of your body or even like selling sex detriments your soul. Because it just feels like a visceral reaction that guys just can't admit. Is because you're turned off by it.
Are you religious, for instance?
I just follow the ism.
Okay, well, if you, whatever you follow, there's a lot of people who are religious or they follow the Islam, whatever they follow, and they think that even your behavior, while they may agree with you that what we do is wrong, they think that getting online and talking shit to women about how they look would be damaging to their soul,
calling them whores all day and like
a lot of religious,
that's honest.
People.
That's really honest.
Is that bad for your soul?
Honesty is great for the soul. No, honesty is great for those.
I think
That's
a
why
lot
when you
of-
said you're a
Do you think
Negro, when you said you're a Negro, I said I'm a Negro.
Okay, question.
Because honesty is phenomenal.
Is it good for
I'm a Negro.
Okay, can you just answer my question? Is it good for the soul for your chatters to fester in your little chat and call us whores to let out their anger and use us as punching bags?
How do you know that
condone
they're
behavior?
angry? What if they're not angry? What if they're completely calm and rational and they're stigmatizing you such that they can prevent others from following your dark path to destruction?
Do you think someone typing in all caps in like a Rumble chat, which is typically like the average viewer of these types of shows, is not?
I think
operating
people
out of
who type
anger?
in all caps, if it's just the one word in all caps, I'm like, all right, you emphasize that. Cool.
Emphasize
If the
it.
whole sentence was in all caps, I generally block these people
There are
because I think they're low intelligence. Like it's similar to people who don't know what the word global is. They don't know what a median is or a mean or a mode in mathematics. I think that they're low intelligence. So these persons I would block or ignore because they're irrelevant on the
So
planet
you think
Earth.
it's good for the soul for them to incessantly call us names
I don't think that
instead of engaging with the content?
I think you're bringing up a very meaningful point. So number one, you guys being here is a show. You guys are no one to debate. In general, you're no one for me to debate. It's a show. You're here to promote your OnlyFans.
That's not true. We just
I'm here,
we
and
just debated Michael Knowles, and we didn't touch
Yeah.
on OnlyFans at all. That was just about politics and culture.
I hear you, but the only reason that
there's a
you're
reason we didn't
there,
prep for this debate.
the
and we
only
prepped for
reason,
that one.
the only reason that you're there is because
No.
male nature is ruled by carnal desire, and so you guys are just props, really.
No, we didn't really show much.
You're-
I didn't
you're
show
just
much
a prop.
skin. The
You're
third
just a
person with
prop.
us doesn't do OnlyFans. She doesn't show any
I
skin.
know that
We
it
were
would
there
be
from feminism.
psychologically damaging for you to accept your true position, and the
No.
human being has to, in their psyche, find a redeeming
Then why was
factor.
our third
or else
panelist
you
not
would
an
off
OnlyFans
yourself.
girl? Why was our third? Why
She
wouldn't they
was-
bring
why
on
was she
another
there?
OnlyFans girl?
Because then you'd have three. I mean,
But
What's
wasn't
the
that
purpose?
we're there as carnal set dressing? Why not?
but you're
finish it
already
off?
there, so that checkbox is already
They
checked.
checked it twice.
Yeah,
with two
it's already
whores.
checked. You got a skinny one, and then you got you got the BBL deluxe, and then you got the
Anorexia.
emaciated minimum.
At least
you
my
know?
boobs aren't fake anymore.
So the point is this. Where were we? You kind of distracted me as you were talking. I was getting to something. It
I
felt,
said,
felt
do you
meaningful.
think it's good for the soul for your
Ah,
chatters
yes,
to take
yes.
out their anger?
No, that's a
on
really
people
good
like
question,
us?
Farha. And you know what? One of the reasons that I do have a problem with RP is because I do find that there's actual, in some cases, there's legitimate misogyny. In some cases, I also think that. Do you know what this word is?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Don't say anything. You don't say anything.
Yes,
You.
it's hating. It's the opposite of misogyny.
Can you pronounce the word?
Misandry.
Okay, and what does this mean?
It means hate. It's the same hatred of men.
I feel like we prepped her too much for it. Damn. We should have never mentioned misogyny. God damn, you got over on me. God damn it. Anyways, sasnbrand.com. If you want to teach some more of these types, what this word means, log in, boss up, sasnbrand.com. Anyways, you do have a good point about the hatred piece. And one of my issues with the RP community is that there's several things, but number one is I do believe that the female is a natural pair to the male. They offer significant value. It is typically different from that of the male. They are a complement. And so at some level, we need the female because we are a natural pair, natural. So when we spew out all this hate, it shows that the males have experienced trauma just as you two have probably experienced something broken, or there's something in your head that's just not right. And that's something I speak against because we're all better together. So I agree with you there. When we talk about the hatred of constantly calling someone like you a whore, if it's merely describing you or stigmatizing you with purpose, I think it's fantastic. But if it's to express my anger, rage, disappointment, trauma, putting my ex's face on your body, if it's all that nonsense, I think it's detrimental to both of us.
The word is calling her a dumb whore. Every other sentence.
I told you that's her job. This is who she is. A description. It's an adjective.
I have a different question. Do you think, and there are plenty of very religious, godly people who may agree with you that what we're doing is sinful, that it's damaging, that it's demonic, but do you think that they would say it's good for the soul to come on here and talk about people's body types or their lips and all that stuff? Would you disagree?
Did I hurt your
with them?
feelings?
No.
I hurt your feelings.
I'm asking
Jazmen.
you. Can you answer the question?
I wish I could use your real name instead of your fake name.
You didn't make fun of.
But Jazmen, I would like
can you
to
ask
say
the question?
no.
Can I ask the
This
question?
is important,
Can I ask
Jazmen.
the question?
I want everyone to know for the
Can I
record.
ask the question?
She did not
Can I
ask me
the
to
question?
apologize.
Can I ask
Usually the chicks usually do this. They ask you to apologize. This is the leftist
Is that good
tactic.
for your soul?
They say you need to apologize.
Is that
She
good
didn't
for your
ask me,
soul?
but I've observed that her feelings
I
are hurt.
accept your apology.
And as a man,
All right.
Sometimes you have to give them a little something.
I accept your
make
apology.
them feel better.
I accept your apology.
Because I heard her.
Engage?
And it's not right.
Do you want to engage? Okay, so
Jazmen,
I accept your apology. I get it.
I apologize for making fun of you.
I accept your apology. But my question is, would you say those people are wrong? Those people that are godly, these people that say like you can make your point without being vitriolic. Do you think it's good for your soul?
What does vitriolic mean, Jazmen?
You do it in a hostile way where you're coming at people's appearance, when you're doing low blows. Do you think those people are wrong to say it's not good for your soul to attack people in this way? That you can make your point without
be nice, play nice, be nice.
I'm just asking, are they wrong to say that you can do it without talking about their appearance?
Be nice, Marquette, be nice.
That's how you feel.
My feelings.
I talk about feelings. She was saying from a soul, like preserving your own soul, like having good self-preservation.
You're a Negro. You hurt my feelings. You black Negro.
He's such a joke. I don't know what to do.
Just call me a black Negro.
Why would we say black and Negro?
Because it sounds more mean, though, doesn't it? I swear it does.
No,
when you
it
put
sounds
black on it sounds more mean. More mean. You black Negro.
We're not talking about our feelings. For the
black
person,
Negro.
Don't you feel like it's bad for their own soul preservation to just practice hatred?
Does that feel good?
No, there's no hatred. There's no hatred. You guys are symbols, and I despise what you are. And I think the more we can stigmatize it,
means it's despise, not a synonym for hatred.
Listen. The more I stigmatize what you are, the more there are onlookers who say, ooh, I don't want to be in that seat. I don't want to be in that position. I don't want to be looked upon that way, especially with regards to females. Because 1 second, love, you asked me the question. I'm answering it right now. Because with regards to females, you guys tend to be more agreeable, and the community matters and the culture matters, which culture is not established by two persons, as you suggested earlier. So as someone who is influential as someone who is influential and can spread, that's why you're here, dummy. As someone who is influential and can spread culture, then yes, I do want to continue condemning you in the harshest terms. And I also want to marginalize you, and I also want you broke, because I want you to be disempowered in the society and put in your proper place.
So why do you always so why did you say it could be a mutually beneficial for us business wise to keep collabing together and put our links below? Why do you do that? Isn't that promoting our business?
The people who are watching, who actually follow my message, they wouldn't ever subscribe to you. It's a ludicrous concept.
The clip that went viral from our first interaction was a subscriber is the one who put us together in the first place.
Here's the thing you need to understand.
That was a fan of yours and a fan of mine.
I invite you on for the same reason you came on, which is to get benefit, you see, because in us bantering back and forth, we will have a viral clip that will be cut and spread throughout the internet. And there will be persons.
Make me money. And probably not you.
And we're also not accusing you of selling your soul. And
that's because it would be ludicrous. You'd look dumb to say something like that. There's no evidence. Tell me, how have I sold my soul? I want to hear it.
That wasn't my point.
How have I sold my soul? You can't accuse me. So that's your point. You're saying, Marquette, don't call me a bad name. Well, the bad name is true. And I welcome you calling me what I am. I don't mind being what I am. I'm a Negro.
That's great.
Hey, how about this?
I'm a Negro.
If you see us as symbols of Satanism, why would you platform
I didn't say
Satan
Satanism.
and then put links to Satan's Instagram?
I did not say Satanism.
And you literally said you put us on here because of the satanic act of your audience wanting to
I did not say Satanism. I did not say a satanic act.
Soulless.
You platformed
us. I said you have no soul.
We're gonna make more money.
I can see it's
probably ever in your life.
Off this. What about her? Absent in your eyes.
Yeah. But then if I'm emotional and have a soul, then I'm triggered. So what's with the balance?
Never said that. You're making up things.
You said we're defensive and we're emotional, and if I say I don't have emotions,
why do you always look at her? This is a very feminine thing, but you're in a masculine
you're
in a masculine position right now. You're trying to contend with a man. Just make eye contact with me. You don't have to look to her for comfort or reassurance. You need reassurance.
What'd you say? But yeah, so my point is, why platform someone who's soulless? Like, why platform soullessness?
Why do you ask?
OnlyFans?
Why do you ask? I think you're smart. I think you're smart enough to know. Why don't you tell me the answer? You're smart enough to know.
Myself on a podcast?
Tell me. No, you're smart enough to know. Now, if it was her, I wouldn't say that. But you are smart enough to know. Why are you here?
I flew out to Vegas to steel man
your
smart
position. Enough to argue with yourself on a podcast.
Why are you here?
Because you want your cake and to eat it too. You want to offer the torture porn of dunking on us while also offering your audience the porn. Look, so they could take either category.
Oh, you think I would like to offer my audience porn? You think that's why you're here? For me.
Look,
my intention. 1 second, love. Why does she have no? Who is your father? Bring her father here. If your father,
I just want to say this. You are.
Would your father ever? Can we get your father on?
Girls get sponsored.
What I want her and her father on my show. I want you and your
not
father
important
on.
enough for my father.
I want you and your father.
You're
Your father's a nobody loser. No one would be proud of you.
Nobody loser.
No one would be proud of you. Your father's Persian. If your father went to Iran, he would be vilified. He would be looked down on as scum to have a daughter like you.
You're vilified in the
You
West.
are scum to a father. You are scum to your whole country of origin. You're scum to your whole country of origin.
Broke, okay?
Your whole country of origin.
Not only are you broke, but you're sponsoring.
You're ludicrous.
You're sponsoring.
How much money do I have in my bank account? I'm broke. How much money do I have?
Definitely not
Tell
as much
me.
as you pretend.
How much? But I want to know how
up?
much. I want to know how much.
You don't have that information.
I want to know.
All you have on the internet is
how
lies.
do you tell me how much money I have then? You sound dumb.
I can tell you how much you don't have.
How much don't I have?
You definitely don't have millions of dollars.
Okay, do I have 1 million?
Probably not, because I
probably
can't see anything that
what,
make you. You have a YouTube channel that doesn't get a ton of views.
Okay.
You don't really
wait, why are you here then?
What am I? Why am I here? Because we were.
I have a YouTube channel that doesn't get views. Why are you here?
We were gonna debate.
Why are you here?
Yesterday.
I didn't ask what you were gonna do. I said, why are you here if it doesn't get views?
We were coming to Vegas and we were trying to figure out what else we could do.
Because you're broke.
And I was like,
you're broke and you need every opportunity to make money.
And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
You're
welcome.
You're
sponsoring
welcome.
OnlyFans.
Damn. I'm sponsoring out here. I got equity in the OnlyFans out here, man. I get equity in the OnlyFans.
It's the pimping. Your super chat money, and that's probably what I've made times 10.
Times 10.
Just in this interaction.
Times 10.
Yes.
You know, one thing I really like about you, she exposes the only value that she feels she has. She's never spoken to any merit. When I asked her earlier, I said, if you didn't exist, if you died right now, or better yet, never existed, which would be much better, what would the world be missing?
And I asked you that
question. Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. And she couldn't name a single unique thing that she has offered to the world because she has no value. Hold on one second, love. And furthermore, anytime you don't have to interrupt because you're embarrassed. You don't want the truth to get out. People like you try to close up on the truth.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
You weren't talking.
Nope, I'm talking.
So the fact of the matter is that calm down.
This guy is a scammer.
Calm down.
He has no business.
So she can only say that she has money.
Wouldn't exist.
Very good. 1 second.
Very good. 1 second.
She can only say
he does not have an IP. Go look up his businesses. Literally, when you click on it,
I'm trying to go easy on you. I'm trying to go easy on you, but you're behaving like an animal. Really, you are. I can tell your father did not give you any discipline. And because your father never taught you anything, that's why you have all of this surgery. You have low self-esteem. You have all these surgeries, things trying to make you feel better. Because you're a totally fake person. And you have no belief in yourself. That's why you have to sell your butthole. You're really low IQ. You go by a fake name. You don't even know what a median is. You don't know what median is. You don't know what the word global means. You're low IQ. I'm glad you brought her because it made it interesting. I was kind of scared of what we were talking about. I'm glad you brought her. Thank you. And thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Thank you. Very good.
Can we pull that up?
Okay. Very good.
Very good. What's your IP?
You are a nut.
What is your IP?
God,
what have you contributed? What's your IP?
Yo, you are actually nut. Shout out to Dwayne. He writes men would.
What is your IP?
He writes men would.
What is your company?
I don't know exactly what this one relates to, but he writes men would kill themselves. Stop the lies. Oh, I think you said if they didn't have your OnlyFans, men would kill themselves earlier. You said that, right?
If they didn't have your app, nothing.
Strong 2020 writes, these broads are incorrigible. Correct. And that's what I try to tell you guys. You can't save them. They're beyond saving. Go ahead, hit me.
Correctly. Marquette, could you rate these 304s out of 10? And would you give them the pipe?
Out of 10 on attractiveness, I presume?
I'm assuming that's what he means.
You know, I honestly try to stay away from these kinds of things. It's very common on dating shows. I didn't call her. Did I say the word ugly? I never called you ugly.
Globally unattractive. Sorry.
There you go.
Ugly.
Globally unattractive. That's all. Did you ever figure out what globally means?
Yes, and there's
good. Thank you. Okay,
so unattractive could be
you will admit that you didn't understand though.
No, I did understand.
Oh God, you don't ever. You do not fuck with the truth. Will I rate them? I'm not gonna rate them because honestly, I think that if we want to, I don't want to set a precedent of that being important. One thing I want you guys to all remember is this: when you actually want to get into a relationship with a woman, her looks are the thing that's going to wane the quickest. Her looks are not going to raise your children. And I'm not saying any of these women are suitable to have children or raise children with, because they're not. But I also don't want to get in the habit of rating chicks like that's a primary value of women. Now, for your side girl, I expect if she's a side piece, she should be physically attractive. You heard me? But if she's your main woman, then she needs to have merit. She needs to have all the things that are going to last over a lifetime. And so rating the girls or asking their body count is not really something I get into. It's a bit juvenile. I'm not saying body count doesn't matter. It absolutely does matter. And so I would definitely want a girl with no body count or an extraordinarily low body count. And I also wouldn't deal with a female who engages in sexual perversion, which is to say engaging with the same gender and things like that. So I will simply say that I find them to be women that I would never have a relationship with of any kind. And I would also be embarrassed to take them out in public.
I think that's consistent. I like that he wouldn't rate us, because if he's saying that like women's values in their look, then that'd be kind of like a pro OF argument. It's like we should monetize that value. So I respect
and
that.
he's monetizing us.
Oh wait, you're saying I was logically consistent?
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Go ahead.
Stop playing, Trey. For the Master Communicator course speech, can I write it about Black women wearing their natural hair, since I already make content on this topic?
Oh, that's brilliant. I think you absolutely should do that. And I love the alignment there. And shout out to the folks who have the Master Communicator course. It is the best out there. I highly recommend it. You know what? I think you really, it is a high compliment to say that I'm logically consistent, because it's important to me. And I think that the world is in lack of good guiding systems. I think that religion, however good it may be, has largely failed in the modern era. We're seeing slow growth. Now, Islam is growing fairly rapidly, except that I don't think that has that purity. You got people like you who say you were raised Muslim. You don't know what a Sunni Muslim is. So it's growing, but it's growing at low quality. And so I think we need a secular guiding system. So I thank you for acknowledging the logic.
Yeah, I think secularism is good. Yeah.
You think Satanism is good. Carrying on. We caught up there?
One more. I feel Jabrizi. Be quiet and drink your Satan's inner water. I pee that.
In a real way.
Right, at least we have something here. I have no evidence of his companies, but I have an evidence of
this watch. Just side note, I produced this watch. We produced this sweatshirt. We produced these waters. There's a leather backpack right on that table, the black backpack briefcase. You get that at mdblabel.com. We produced that. I could actually go on for quite a while. So
some merch. He definitely doesn't have an IP though.
You have low IQ. You have very low IQ. Let me tell you actually all the things that I've done. Let me tell you all that. I'll tell you right after. Just tell me this real quick. What's the $4,000 scam?
No.
What's the $4,000 scam? What's the $4,000 scam? Oh wait, real quick. Show me $1 million in your bank account. Show me $1 million in your bank account. Show me $1 million in your bank account. Show me $1 million in your bank account.
After you show me your million, I'll show you mine. Because
have I ever said any time at all how much money I have ever?
You said you made a company that you didn't make.
Have I ever said how much money I had?
You said you have IP. Just listen. You do not have.
Have I ever said?
Do you have an IP?
Gosh. Do you have this one is tough. Is this your friend? Is this your friend? No, seriously. Is this your friend?
Yeah.
She's your friend.
Yeah. What's your IP?
She's your friend. Come on. You know better than you. Got to stop hanging out with dumb girls.
I know.
You got to stop hanging out with dumb girls. You got to stop hanging out with dumb girls. Really, it's distasteful. It makes you look bad. I guess you can't look bad if you're an OnlyFans person. Why do they call you OnlyFans models? You're in porn. Would you agree? You're a pornographer, right?
Why do you call yourself an entrepreneur?
You're a pornographer, right?
IP holder when you're not.
Pornographer?
Yeah, you make porn.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna just call you guys pornographers. OnlyFans model. This is outrageous. Kind of similar to Instagram
like
model.
Calling yourself a technologist, philanthropist, boxer that you made a fake video pretending it was the BBC, like that.
Can you stop being obsessed with BBCs? As soon as I come around, all you talk about is BBC. As soon as I come around, I told you that dick pic got her. That dick pic got her berserk in here. It's crazy, man. I didn't dickmatize this little bit right here. She dickmatized. BBC. BBC. That's why she keeps saying Negro, because she be getting into the race play. I be piping her down.
Trying to find
it's crazy out here.
And Fletch and trying to figure out what app you have that people are using.
It's insane.
Can't find it. What's your IP?
Oh my. You're fully caught up?
Yep.
Fantastic. Do you have any closing words for the people?
Yes, my closing word is that I think we should make an effort on the internet when someone has intellectual property. It's not difficult to find. We should be able to confirm that this man.
Tell me the $4,000 scam. No. Everything she mentions is nonsense.
I thought it was my closing statement.
You are a person who makes up things.
My closing statement?
It's sad.
Can I finish my closing
you have
statement?
No integrity.
So I think we should all
explain it.
I'm going to start an effort. I'm going to explain it right now.
Wait, explain what you already know.
Yeah,
give them the evidence. They want to know. If I'm a faker, they want to know. Explain it now. Tell us. We want to know.
This is What I want to know is where is the evidence that this man has any type of intellectual property, or that this man has created any.
What research have you done?
I looked up.
What do you know?
Fletch app.
Okay. What do you know?
And if you go on it, everyone I say you go on it. How do you download this? This doesn't seem to have anything.
What do you know about it?
I don't know because there's nothing on the internet because you made it
wait,
up.
so
It's not a real thing.
You did your research,
I did
right?
my research. There's nothing on it.
And you never found any articles on it?
Only not anything that was.
You sound fucking stupid. Shut up. Anyways, come on to the next person. She started mumbling as soon as I said you found no articles. She started mumbling. You're dumb. Carrying on. Next person. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If there's a real intellectual property,
you're done. You're done. You're done. Go ahead.
So I implore the audience, let's find his intellectual property, not fake articles that you can pay for. I want
no one believes you. You're a failed lawyer. You're a failed lawyer. People think you're dumb. You don't even know what the word median means. Go on.
You're a liar. I didn't come up with it myself.
Okay. Do you have anything to say? Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. Go ahead.
Cultural Club USA. These two represent the large swath of universally hive-minded, eternally group-thinking, corporate-controlled trend followers that comprise the vast majority of modern Western women. Brilliant show, Saint. D Bravo.
Appreciate you. Shout out to D Bravo. Ladies and Saints, it's been a pleasure to have you on. And I tell you, I meant to say, if I had $1 billion right now, I would just invest it in marketing instead of using tools like you to spread my message, because I find this to be a bit unpleasant. I don't like to mix energies with low energy and low IQ people. You got to learn how to pronounce English words. Can we get her motherfucking ESL tutor? Why do you keep messing up your pronoun? Why do you keep messing up?
What did I mispronounce?
Why have you mispronounced 4 words?
Just now?
You need to study. Send her back to her country. Get Trump back in. Get this bitch back out of here. Ladies and Saints, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Until next time, peace of Saints. You can click the button in the upper right corner. It says end stream.